Rap Roundtable.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Jaw.
Sincere the rap snob.
Links to Leguizamo.
J-Mo, no shame-o.
No shame-o.
What's fucking with that? Diddy, go get him.
Shout out to Sin, the beat was laced with the groove. Drive through the law, been the round table ensued. Lang added in beautifully. Jameson the booze, you see. Find Dini somewhere in the clouds, usually. Exclusively, we came together, bringing you these clever endeavors. Classics, we've been doing this since forever. Move the lever and distribute perspectives and contribute to the culture that we love and hold dear. 4 cups pulled up, and this shit go back for some years. Only difference now, this mic's up in here. Connecting like it's Voltron. Press play and watch us go on. You better get up on this wave like the Coast Guard. The Rap Roundtable.
I'm so drunk right now.
Listen, you already know what it is. Let's do what we do. Yes, sir. Episode 2 of the Rap Roundtable.
We here, man.
As promised.
You dig?
People, we heard the reviews. We felt the love. Now we're gonna do it again. To my left, the rap snob, Sincere.
What up, what up?
At Jason, the thirsty degenerate, Langston Leguizamo.
What's up, people? I am very thirsty right now. I
The
plan on
blue
drinking.
guy, Draymond Dini. What it
Zambini,
is.
you know the vibe.
Y'all already know what it is, his job, the point guard. People, we got a lot to talk about tonight.
Yes, we do.
6ix9ine ratting.
Oh my God.
Huh?
You gonna jump right into that, huh?
Get him!
We boycotting Gucci.
That's what the people want to know.
21 Savage is a Brit.
Yeah.
Listen, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about.
You got a lot, a whole lot.
This past month has been the gift that has been continuously giving. Wouldn't you agree?
Listen,
Black History Month.
The worst Black History Month. In terms of being Black History Month.
Yo, listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
6ix9ine.
Yeah.
Allegedly, supposedly,
Nah,
it's not getting any jail time. Huh?
Sad story.
Listen, will we get in trouble if we don't say the word allegedly?
Listen,
maybe.
Let's just call it
No,
what
no, no.
it is.
don't
Paperwork
have-
is in. Paperwork is
the
in.
paperwork is in.
Paperwork
Yeah,
is
man.
in. Baby,
Oh.
you just the Vlad TV.
I saw it, but it's still,
Baby mother
but it's not
reading the
locked
report.
in. The fact that she's reading the report, I feel like we still have to just throw a little bit of smidgen of allegedly out there. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't read no report. I seen a
Right,
video of someone
right.
else reading
No, it
something.
was
That
posted
could be
too.
it.
It's
That could be
posted
anything.
online.
Part
It's
of it
posted
felt
Like
like
they got that shit online.
It felt like a cloud. It's online.
It's online, bro.
Yikes! Hold on, fellas. Hold on. Rap snob, you kind of set the tone last episode with the 6ix9ine energy. How you feel now that he's probably gonna walk scot-free? He's gonna have witness protection. He's
Good
going.
luck with
What are
that.
you gonna do after that?
I don't know. It's
What's
over.
good?
It's
What's good?
over.
It's over for him.
Okay.
It's a wrap.
So you feel,
Hey, get him out of here.
okay.
He's out of here.
Okay.
Well, what can
He's out of here.
Can I offer up a counter to that? So
If you
What
can
is there to
try.
counter?
well,
You are the contrarian.
So Casanova was on the Breakfast Club, and he made the point, like they asked him, like, do you think he can rap after this? And he said, well, they're playing his music now, and it's out there.
right.
And he said, like, why not, like, when he's through with this, why wouldn't he be able to?
It's not the same when you have complete confirmation.
Here's the problem,
That's true.
fellas.
Also, if you're under witness protection,
Right.
Oh, right.
how's that gonna happen?
Could be a problem.
We're like
You can't
how
go
they
to
gonna work
any
those logistics
shows. You can't go to award shows. You can't do video shoots. You can't cloud chase on Instagram. You can't do anything. What are you gonna do? Send your songs to academics, clown ass, and they go sit?
Maybe.
You gotta change his name now
Is it
to like
Tekashi 47 now?
2-5 or something.
Too far.
These are all really, really good points. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I mean, like, forget rapping. Like, how is witness protection gonna work? Period. Like,
What if he
the
finds
man has
God?
tattoos on his face? He
That's
has
the first
rainbow
thing I thought
hair.
of.
Like, how are they gonna
That's a
hide
good
that
point.
man's
You
identity?
can remove that stuff now.
That is completely removable.
True, but is he gonna have like a tattooed scar of 6ix9ine on his forehead?
Like, cause you remove
Nah,
it, but you
Is
can
he gonna
still
wear a
see
headband
it, though.
for the rest of his
No,
life?
I'm sure. I mean, you spend a couple of dollars, you get that taken care of the right way.
I hear you. He has the bread, right?
Yeah.
They didn't freeze his
whatever's
assets.
left. Whatever's left.
Didn't they freeze his assets?
No, they didn't.
Lawyers
They
aren't
didn't?
cheap.
I mean, would that be something that he has to do out of his own pocket?
Or would that come
is
under
that
the
part of
witness
the-
protection
Yeah.
budget?
If he has a good enough lawyer, which it seems like he does, I would have that negotiated. All parts of my new persona, Daniel, I guess Rodriguez instead of Hernandez now, or whatever name he was, Suarez. He's gonna need a new name, right?
Abdul.
Maouf, whatever. But Dini, what do you think about this? BX Borough, the home of hip hop. We have a snitch in the. I admitted Sammy the Bull essentially in the culture.
It's over for him, bro.
How do you feel?
Bro, I'm a sidewalk nigga, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? For me, it's finished. I'm a sidewalk nigga. The street niggas, whoa, I think it's all the way done with him.
Oh yeah,
All the way done.
you a sidewalk?
I'm a
nigga?
sidewalk.
Well, True got something to say.
I'm a polite dude. I keep it nice and smooth.
Somebody. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that's
Do
right.
you know what
Sidewalk
the,
nigga, I
do you
never
know
heard
what
that.
the connotation of sidewalk nigga is? You know,
That's a different kind of wave, bro.
There's street niggas and there's niggas that stay on the sidewalk. You know, when you stay on the sidewalk, you stay out
So
the street.
you a civilian? Is what you,
I am the
I think that
civilian of some
sounds a lot
civilians.
better than sidewalk nigga. Like
You don't get where we're going, bro. You don't
at
get where
3
we're going.
a.m. I don't understand here.
I guess.
Once point.
There's
is what we're
dudes doing the
thinking.
dirt,
Right.
and then there's dudes looking through the project window.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like that.
I view what goes on, and I keep it pushing, bro. I'm not a street dude.
Copy.
He portrayed a street dude, you know, and now we see he's not a street dude.
Yeah, you know what it is though? It's like he didn't even really get the chance to. I mean, he was blown up, but it was like grand opening, grand closing almost.
Yeah.
Like it didn't even like he didn't even get like a remote chance of it experiencing and enjoying what it looked like was gonna happen for him. Like he was about to be like that dude in New York.
Yeah, he had one really good year.
and
that
that's
was
it. Grand opening,
mean-
grand closing.
In the annals of hip hop, this might be like the single greatest year ever. Not as far as record sales go, but if you think about the tornado that was
Excitement.
6ix9ine
Yeah.
and where it came from, a viral video on Facebook with the Gummo record, all the way to going to Chicago, supposedly paying people to shoot at another dude,
What a trip.
all the way to snitching
That
at
is
his.
Chicago
it was
on that
all
corner for literally
so
3
unnecessary,
seconds.
man.
Yo, he
Like,
has a movie in the making. I'd go see the 6ix9ine movie, bro.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Like when the
what do you
fans
mean
break,
movie?
like
Like,
the
all
his
about
life
his life?
story, yeah.
Biopic.
I'm
Dog.
about to get
Already?
to that right now.
off
Hell
of
yeah.
1 year?
Yes.
Dog, that was one hell
Call
of
up
a year.
Scorsese.
See, this is
Word.
what bothers me, man. Like,
Come
like
on. Oh, here he go.
No, because like you had 1 year of you put out music, but you also like went haywire with the antics to put your name out there, and now like your whole story is closed. But now they're gonna make a movie out of you off of 1 year
Dog.
of being 1 year.
But think about that year, though.
It's not about the year. It's about what transpired. It's not about like how long it
Impact
took.
of the year.
Come on. Rap
He
snob?
don't deserve that, man.
He's
There's
getting a movie.
there's a lot of other people that deserve a biopic.
But think about
6ix9ine
his
is not
year.
one of
Look
them.
about everything he did in that year. Let's be fair. It was like a year and a half. Come on.
Yeah, so Gunmo came out in like November of
No,
2018.
it came out in the summer of 17, bro.
He made
Whoa,
things spicy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
Team for real?
Yes, I
took
was
a while to-
blasting that. Ask True, Super Engineer True, who was
Yeah.
bumping Gummo in the gray area. Like,
Yo,
listen,
True, is that true?
it's true. I'm a fan.
It was definitely popping in Brooklyn.
True
It was
says
a
it's
Brooklyn
true.
nigga that put me on a Gummo. I'll never forget.
Hey, Brooklyn people, we have sense. I'm sorry. I'm the only
Shout
one
to-
at the
shout
table,
to
y'all.
Brooklyn.
Imagine that. The one Brooklyn guy surrounded by Uptown. This is blasphemous.
I mean, you know, it's all love.
You got
listen,
super engineer.
New York's still winning though.
True, you're right. You're right.
New
Shout out to
York
True.
got some W's.
But
man.
check this out. And I'm coming back to you, man.
To me,
A year and a half, constantly in the headlines. Couple of projects, a lot of hits and misses. Think about it. You can't see the Scorsese film where he's doing the voiceover with it when the feds break in. And this is where it all came to an end. and then we go
I
forward.
can totally see that.
yo,
And
who's
then-
gonna play 6ix9ine?
I don't know.
Who would
Yo,
do
I
that?
had crazy visions.
some-
I'll play 6ix9ine. Give me a
mean,
I
rainbow
can see-
wig. I'll
Nah.
shave my beard.
Your wig will look too fake, bro.
Dog, yo, we can make it happen. What they doing in Hollywood with makeup? Yo, dog,
It
like we
just-
can make
it
that
just
shit
seems-
happen.
I think you feel like you relate to 6ix9ine.
Scorsese, holla at me.
It's how
It just, look, it's
The heritage.
you know, I'm the purist. I'm the snob. It's always gonna come back to quality,
Right.
right? So like, what's the quality of the music? Now,
But the
taste
6ix9ine movie's not about the music.
Taste aside,
Okay.
but he's a music artist.
Fair.
So it has to involve music somehow, right? And if that's going to be the backdrop of why the movie's even being made in the first place, right? You have a year and a half of a story to tell about, you know.
But you
It's
know how
like-
they would market it to be like one man, 1 year.
But since
Yes!
it's not, listen,
So-
it's not about
how
his
it
music.
started,
It's
you know,
about
hold
the
on.
trajectory
Come on.
of his
It'll be
demise.
epic.
But what I'm saying is you have a year and a half's worth of music,
Right.
which was hit or miss to begin with.
Right.
So now the whole story is just going to be about the scandal. The scandal is
Right.
part of.
That's
But that's what
the
makes
interesting
the movie.
part.
The whole hold on.
And the
Think about it.
Bogarts.
Let's build the 6ix9ine movie real quick. We're really doing this right.
All right, let's make it happen.
We have the feds breaking it. We already have the beginning and the end of the movie locked in off the rip. The feds. Then we could do the little backstory of a little young Daniel in Brooklyn.
How he beat the little, case.
He grew up as a young Mexican in
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
It just
Probably
seems
was
like
an
such a
outcast.
Short movie
Shot the
to
bush
me.
with-
How long you want it to be? It's gonna be like an hour and 40. We could get an hour and 40 out of
Hour
that.
and 40?
Yeah.
Out of a year and a half.
Why not?
Why not?
That's why we have the backstory. Come on, Sincere.
You have no imagination, man.
He doesn't want it.
That man can
Nah.
be creative when he wants. He makes dope
Oh
beats.
no, yeah, I take it back. But when it
It's
comes to
not.
making movies, you have no.
I wish,
imagination.
I was gonna say, I wish y'all could see his face, but we got the camera in here, so we can.
Yeah,
this face
smile for
right
the
here
camera.
is priceless.
Smile for that bitch, cocksucker.
Whoa. Anyway, let's move.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Let's
y'all.
move on here.
Can we edit that out, man?
Get that out of here.
Wow.
21 Savage Super Bowl weekend. ICE. I thought at one point I used to make fun of like this whole ICE thing, thinking they were dragging it when Trump first became president, only to have it be a real thing and then grab a rapper. You know, 21 Savage.
I mean,
is
that's
British.
what you
But
rap
that's the
about.
thing. Everybody thought that, like, you know, all of that stuff Trump was talking about was bluster,
Oh,
and I think he was really trying to do all that shit. Man.
He's out here.
Yeah, he's still
playing
talking
around.
about this wall.
but dog.
Like, he's really trying. And then, you know what? I'm gonna go off on a rant for like 2 seconds.
Carry on.
But the people that were saying, I'm not voting for Hillary or Trump because it's all the same shit anyway. Yeah, y'all catch this
Well,
L, bro.
I don't think Hillary would have deported 21 Savage, but I would argue that
Listen,
it would
there-
not be as different as you think it would be. That would be my argument. I mean, Barack Obama deported a shit ton of people.
Anyway.
Now, none of them were rich and famous, but
21 Savage got detained by ICE. We're not doing this on the Rap Roundtable.
Damn it, man.
Why was this such a bad thing for certain people inside the culture that he wasn't born and raised in Atlanta? Who
I
wants
don't.
to
That's
take that?
fucking stupid.
I don't-
People
I
with
don't
that
think that
take,
took anything
I
away
don't
from that.
understand it. Like, just because he wasn't, you know, like, we grew up with people that like lived in our neighborhood that were
Right.
born somewhere else. Like, they came from, you know, PR, DR,
Right.
Jamaica, wherever the fuck. It didn't mean that they had less of a claim to our neighborhood. It's fucking stupid. It's just for a reason for people to shit on him.
Dini, what do you think? What do you think that reaction was?
Well, he said the wrong thing. You know how it goes when you speak on the masses. You know, we had the Jewish boss.
No, but I mean,
Oh, no.
Yeah, but what I mean is, why was it considered a bad thing that he wasn't American?
I don't see that as a bad thing. I don't.
No, I'm not saying you, but the reaction was, oh my God, he's fake, he's from Britain, he's a fraud. You know?
I mean, you can grow. Let's say, how old was he when he came? Let's say he was 12.
He was 7.
And he spent 7. And he
Yes.
spent 10 years. That's essentially where
Yeah.
you grow up is where you create it as 7 through 20.
Yeah.
That's a majority of
Look,
his life at that time. He's spending.
people are dumb.
Okay,
People-
that's fair.
people just-
That's
people-
fair.
yeah.
At the end of the
I'm
day,
not
That's a ding.
That's crazy.
people are dumb.
Like,
the
a
clips are for
person
the
is smart.
same thing.
People in mass are dumb. So like, the people are just gonna find something to point their finger at and either laugh at it or rage at it or whatever. And I'm
Wasn't
not.
Pac in his teens when he moved to Cali?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, he
Don't
was
ask me
older
nothing
enough.
about
He was
Tupac.
from New York.
man.
Like, Tupac
That's
went
what
to
I'm
high
saying.
school
Yeah,
in
but yeah,
Baltimore,
he's
didn't he?
California all the way. So
Right.
what's the difference?
But not. I mean, especially in the social media age, people are just gonna go on Twitter or whatever social media they use and just be like, you know, they just want something to talk about and something to, you know, rage about. It's not that big of a deal. Like he he grew up most of his life in Atlanta. That's the culture that built him.
Agreed.
It's not like he came from Britain at like 15, 16 and all of a sudden like adopted an Atlanta accent.
Right.
Like
After
he
being
grew
here
up
for a
there.
short while.
And the
yeah.
thing is, to piggyback what you're saying about the accent, I don't think that you can be a fraud. Have you heard like 21 talk? He might as well have been born and raised in
Straight up
Atlanta.
Atlanta dude. Hell yeah.
He is who he is.
Talks like one,
You
he
can't-
acts like one, yeah.
No, not even an actor can that drawl that he has. You can't make that up. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So for me, I got a little offended because I'm of West Indian descent, and there's a lot of people in New York City, even some rappers who family was not born here. They're not from here.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like, what are you like? Why are you trying to kill this man for not being born in America? People were so fast to call him a fraud. It's like what? It's like a witch hunt in the culture now. If you one thing and something comes out that might be a smidgen left, everybody wants to drag you. You know, you become a trending topic. Let's drag it for a day, then we forget about it tomorrow. Like, why not help 21?
I think some people use it as a way to like escape the misery in their own lives. You know? It's like I'm going through something, but I don't want to talk about and deal with my own problems. So, he's got something going on. Let's go.
That's what social media
It just seems like everybody wants to kill everything. Every shot, every person's getting dragged. Sometimes they
smoke.
deserve it, but the people,
Yeah.
everything is just like, whoa, slow down. Let the facts come out
Everything is not drag worthy, bro. Like that's what it is. People just want something like the word drag. Like that's become
Rage.
like, yeah, you know what I mean?
It's
Like
a machine.
let me find something or somebody to drag, and everything is not drag worthy.
Like for instance, Jussie Smollett, because he's French now for some reason.
That is
Yo,
drag
that
worthy.
nigga.
He's definitely draggable.
That is
Hold on to your love and your Subway
that
sandwich.
is drag squared, bro. Like that's
the max.
You to the max.
Yeah, I heard he denied it though. He went in front of the cast of Empire. Was like, I swear to God, I did
Man.
not do this.
Fuck
Yo,
that
he
guy,
seems like the quintessential sociopath. Like that's only sociopaths do things like that, bro.
I mean, it was a power play, man.
He was trying
That's
to
what you
come
call
up.
that?
He tried.
He was trying to come up.
He tried to
He
use
fucked
it as
up,
a power
though.
play.
That was a fuckboy play, if you ask me.
I don't know who orchestrated that, but
Him, he
That-
was the brains
listen,
of the operation.
That's one of the
My kid
dumbest
probably came up with
and
better.
most despicable things I've seen in a minute.
long time.
Like to take black and gay pain, people
Struggle.
that have actually gone through these things.
And he's gone through that also, but he tried to leverage that to forward
But
his own way.
gone through it in.
don't know.
I mean, he's
to
a
certain
gay black dude.
right? To a certain extent,
Yeah.
but like that level of it, actually being physically
Like being the
beaten,
victim of a hate crime.
Right.
Right.
That has not happened to him, as far as anybody knows. I'm
well,
sure.
certainly
I'm sure he
not in
would've-
this instance.
Right.
it
Definitely
seems,
not
yeah.
here. And it's just like it. I have no words for how angry that makes me, because like real shit is happening,
right.
and you're just gonna play with it. Like this is actual pain, emotional and physical and mental pain that people go through, and you're just gonna play with that for money, like
Boo
to
this man.
leverage.
Smollett. Smollett.
Get him
You
out.
don't even get the nice pronunciation.
Get him out the paint.
So, fellas, I'm gonna let you guys in, right? We dropped the debut episode. We did some work previously as well.
Yes,
And it's been a complaint that we haven't touched on the female artists in the culture. We've completely negated the Cardi talk, the Nicki talk, and whomever else talk, right?
We love the ladies.
We love the
Listen,
ladies.
we did a whole year-end episode in 2018,
And we didn't touch it.
We didn't talk about Cardi once.
Well,
No.
the one female artist that was worth talking about at the end of last year was who? It was Cardi
B.
And I'm
Cardi.
sorry, she's doing her thing. We love her, but none of us liked her album. So like that's just what it is. You know, we give our opinions here, and none of us like the album. That's it.
I mean,
And that's it?
I respect
Just-
it's dope. It's just not.
I'm just giving you my
that's
take,
it.
bro.
And just
Wow.
I respect
it
the
off?
movement though, as far as like.
I respect the
Subjectively.
movement. I love,
Subjectively.
listen, I love Cardi. I love what Cardi's doing. But listen, like
respect the
none
grind.
of us like the album.
Listen.
That's it.
all right. Well,
This is why we're the rap
have we
roundtable.
even-
There's other voices here who I want to chime in.
So like, please
so
do.
sincere.
Have we really had this conversation though?
No, we
about
really haven't.
Cardi's album?
We haven't.
We haven't.
We haven't. You just assume that none of us.
Well, what are your thoughts on the album?
You would have mentioned it.
Well, I
if you
mean,
felt so.
yeah, I would have mentioned it at the year end.
I don't think anyone loved, just to jump in, we didn't love the album. Sincere to you.
Right. I mean, I gave it a spin. it was cool. You know, whenever you hear me say it was cool, like that's just the
You're
the
being
PC.
polite.
Yeah.
Club Records.
No, listen. The thing about Cardi to me is that I can root for her while not necessarily being a fan of her music. One, she's from New York. Two, she's doing her. Like, she's not, you know, she's unpolished, and that seems to be what people love about her. I'm not a fan of her music. I'm not gonna pretend to be, right? And she won a Grammy, and people were celebrating. Now the Grammys thing is a little
shaky.
It's weird to me. Because,
Yeah, but it is every year though, isn't it?
No, but not the fact that she won. Right? Like, but the fact that there seems to be like this consensus that the Grammys don't mean shit.
I count me in that
Amongst the culture.
Right,
amongst the culture.
Doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't mean shit until somebody you like wins one, and then you're like celebrating.
Well,
for that
because
person.
like if Kendrick Lamar wins one, and I'm like, I love Kendrick Lamar. That's great for his career and his wave. I'm glad he won. That doesn't mean the Grammys mean shit to me. I'm just glad that an artist that I like won one.
My only issue with Cardi, this might sound mean, but
Here we go. Buckle up, fellas.
nah, it's more like I kind of
Buckle up,
hate what
ladies.
she represents. I hate the fact that it's like anyone can just say, hey, I'm cute, find somebody to write me some records, flow am I right, and now
that was Lil' Kim too, though.
and I hear it, but that wasn't my wave either.
That's majority of this culture right
And
now.
that's why
Men and female.
And that's why I feel the way I feel about a lot of people. I'm a big fan of writing your own
But
music
you
in
like
hip
some
hop.
of these artists
Who I like that don't write
Drake.
that don't like the
I always
lyrics.
call Drake out for writing for
No, but you talking about people who just pick up the culture and just do it because they can, right? Or is it just about who writes the lyrics?
I'm big on who writes the lyrics. If you're not a part of the culture, and you're able to come in and write some dope shit. I mean, I would think, wouldn't that make you at least dope in the
I mean,
culture? You're
Cardi
able to come
B,
up with some
I
dope
would
shit?
say is part of the culture. I mean, she's from where we're from. She's from the birthplace of hip hop.
But let's just say that becomes a new MO. Like no one just writes this
That
stuff
can't
no
be the
more.
only.
No, it's
only-
but it's not like she like grew up listening to the music. You can tell when she speaks, she embodies the culture. Now,
Listen,
whether you like her music or
embodies
not is
ratchet.
one thing.
More than just the culture.
I mean, but that's. I feel like the word ratchet is a loaded term because it's really only used against females. Honestly,
True.
We don't call dudes ratchet.
It's rare you hear a man be called ratchet.
Females are like establishments.
That's-
Like Waffle House is fucking ratchet.
they call them
Yo.
savages, thugs.
I mean, it's
goons.
it's just
We have other terms.
yeah, that's true. But you know, this is rap music. It's hip hop. It grew from the slums.
True.
Right? So
That's
like,
true.
you know what I mean? So a dude can. The male counterpart of ratchet, right, would be, you know,
Ghetto.
thug or hood.
I understand that, but I'm more speaking on the sense of like from where we grew up with dudes who wrote their own music. That inspired dudes who wanted to write their own music.
Right.
When you have a culture of people who don't write their own music, just come up with dope music or just spit dope music that someone else gave them, we're gonna have a culture of more people just go,
Well, here's the
just
thing.
find someone who knows how to spit this joint dope.
When
and
it comes to Cardi, right? I'm gonna say this right now. I think the album was weak. It was weak.
7 days.
7 days.
See, everyone gasped when I said it.
But I think the story that involves Cardi B has less to do with music than maybe any other artist who's reached her height in history. It was about where she came from.
grind.
Yeah.
The grind.
The grind.
When you think about the fact that, for a second, the show is called Love and Hip Hop. And all these other artists who had careers prior to who went on the show and couldn't rekindle that wave.
Right.
Cardi came through there off of Instagram and blew past all these people who are actually artists.
Now, what exactly was Cardi's connection to people? Because
She was
people on the
dating
show.
someone, right?
On the show?
Yeah, because I can't.
To my recollection, she never really had a relationship with anybody.
Really?
She just was
No, she was
dating.
dating some dude on the show. I remember that.
I don't watch the show. I don't know.
She had a dude that was in jail on the show, and then she started messing with some, I think, which was some storyline joint, some skinny producer.
The producer
cat.
dude, but that happened on the show.
Yeah, right.
as
Is
far
he
as
a
like
producer
what
for
led
real?
to,
Does he have records out here? This guy that she was.
Who knows?
Nobody know. A lot of that show is contrived. Like, it's not even
Yeah.
real. Like, people are placed in positions.
Like, we can
Right.
say what we
Here,
want about
just
Cardi, but
stand in the studio.
right.
Cardi-
This is why you're here.
her best attribute is that she is a star. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She's
Right.
a star.
For sure. She is a born star.
She will transcend hip hop.
She'll be a star in
Which
whatever
goes
she wants to
back
do.
to the point I was making, is that she really had a wave on Instagram. Like I'm talking about, I would be at work and the
Just
women
talking.
I work with, they would just be showing her videos on Instagram. She really blew up
follow
over
her.
being
She
a
was
stripper,
funny and
being funny.
charismatic.
That's
Yeah.
how she got on Love and Hip Hop.
And she wore the fact that she was a stripper with a funny grill and didn't care. She was so New York.
Yeah.
Right.
She
You
embraced
know what I
it.
mean?
That's the thing about it. Like
It's genuine.
Yeah, the fact that she just like, this is me and what.
And then she went on with Love and Hip Hop, didn't try to finesse with the camera. She took IG Cardi, put it on VH1, and then
is who
took
she
that to the industry.
People loved it.
And that first mixtape that she came out with when she was on Love and Hip Hop was garbage. and here's the thing, like for people, like we do the show, these are our opinions. You got rappers who get in their feelings about opinions. Like this is what we think about the music.
It's nothing personal.
If everybody loved everybody's music, everyone will go diamond.
It's
period.
That's right.
subjective.
That's right.
Right. It's right. You know what I mean? So like the first mixtape was trash. Then she came out with this hit record, right? What was it called again? The Bloody Moves record? That's how you know I don't
Bodak Yellow.
Bodak Yellow,
Yeah.
right? It popped. It
That
was a,
shit took
and in fact,
fuck off.
and as a person who likes a certain kind of rap, I like the record. I'll play it, you know? And what she's done is what a lot of people can't do. She's followed it multiple times
Right.
with banger after banger
She deserves
after
credit for
banger.
that.
So are we, to Deanie's point, are we gonna hold the fact that she didn't write it against us? You know, against her, excuse me?
Are we sure
Cecilia,
she
I'll go
didn't
to
write
you.
it?
She has a ghostwriter. Cecilia, we'll go to you. How do you really feel about her having a ghostwriter?
The ghostwriter thing. Look, even back in the day, like people like. I remember hearing stories about Latifah having ghostwriters.
Right.
Like I think like Biz Markie or Big Daddy Kane used to write stuff for her or whatever. So it's a gray area. Nice plug, nice plug.
My guy.
It's a bit of a gray area. Me personally, because I'm the purist, right? I'm the snob. You know, you gotta write your shit. You have to, right? Because this is how I've always.
Dr. Dre.
Listen, fuck.
Get him
he was
out
the
of here.
no,
Great producer,
right.
but you didn't write your raps.
He
So-
can deliver the rhymes,
Yeah.
but his thing was that he was the
Great
producer.
delivery.
He was a brilliant producer who
Amazing.
produced amazing albums.
So it's okay if you have a hand in the production.
If you have if there's something that needs to have you there creatively, right? Then cool. So Dr. Dre having rhymes written for him, that's fine with me because he's the one that's producing the records, right? So as long as that's happening, as long as he's part of the creative process, right, and he's creating things, then that's fine with me. But if executive producer just says, here, just stand right there, I'm gonna give you these writers and I'm gonna give you these producers and I'm gonna give you, this image.
They're gonna go
and
in
they just
there with
build you.
They're gonna
I'm not
give you
saying,
the
and I'm not saying that that's what
flow. They're gonna
Cardi is.
spit it for
Yeah,
you.
I don't.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying
We
that's
don't know
hold
what
on, hold
Cardi's
on.
process is.
I'm not saying that that's what Cardi is. I'm just saying as long as you're part of the creative process of a record, then that's cool, right? Nobody talks about Dr. Dre as being like a top
great
10, top
lyricist,
20
right. That's what I'm saying. He never
MC.
claimed to be
He's
a great
not in
lyricist.
that conversation, and we all know that, so that's
Right.
fine, right?
Well, no one talks about Cardi B in that space either. They just talk about her being one of the most prominent hip hop artists of the moment.
What
So
is it
are
with
we
so
calling
many
her
female
a
rappers who don't
rapper?
write their rhymes?
Are we calling her a rapper or are we calling her an entertainer?
She's
Entertainer.
both.
I'm going with entertainer.
I'm going with rapper and entertainer.
What
Entertainer.
were you saying about writing rhymes?
But-
What
Nah,
is it?
here-
Why is it so many female rappers do not write their rhymes?
I think that's an assumption that a lot of us
that's
make.
that's not.
That is true
Okay,
some of the
I
time,
mean,
but not always.
Okay, did Lil' Kim write her rhymes?
No.
Did Foxy Brown write her rhymes?
Yeah?
Don't think she wrote some of them.
Hove wrote some of those rhymes. Does Nicki write all her rhymes?
Yes.
Well,
I would argue that she does. I think
listen,
Nicki's a really
I think
good
post
listen,
Safari.
Safari has something to do in that
Oh,
writing
get
Now,
the
here-
fuck out of here
hold
with
on.
Safari.
You ever heard
Safari
Safari
is
rap?
garbage.
You ever heard Safari
Yo, you
rap?
seen Safari get booed off stage on Dykeman?
Okay.
Fuck out of here with
for
Safari.
for telling
Well,
the truth, though.
Wow.
For telling the
He
truth?
was telling the truth. He does
Wow.
fuck bitches that a lot of these niggas do.
He
dream
was
about.
mad because he
He
wasn't
does.
getting any love from the crowd, so he
wasn't.
cut off the music and said, "I fuck bitches better than you,"
A lot
and then
of-
cut his
like,
mic off.
all I know is a lot of
anyway,
niggas
we got
dream
off on a
about fucking Nicki
tangent.
Minaj.
Fuck out here with Safari.
Why do you hate Safari? Hold on. Why do you hate Safari so much?
Because his music is garbage.
It's a lot like Nicki's if you
Well,
listen to it, bro.
Listen, sometimes you can write fire bars, but you can't spit them. He has a
Right.
poor delivery, but someone else can rap them.
Hence Ghost Rider.
But also, I mean,
that's fair. I
but
never
you
liked
just don't like
Safari.
him.
I just don't like him. I
To
just don't
Justin's
like him.
defense, like being up on stage and telling the crowd like you fuck better bitches, like
I'm not.
Hey,
I'm not.
that's a
I'm not saying
Sour
it's
grapes,
cool.
bro.
I'm just
Sour
saying
grapes.
he was not lying. A
If
lot
it
of
was
dudes-
pro wrestling, that was a great move.
It was a great move.
This is hip hop, man.
but it, but it's
it ain't that far.
And it
Yo, it
ignited
was
a lot of
Dykeman.
emotion from the crowd because
but
he was
he's
telling
not
the truth.
he's not 50.
Is he- is
if
he-
50 would have said that.
is he not fucking Erica Mena?
He's
Well, 50 would not have gotten booed off with Dykeman.
Is he not
Because
now
Dykeman would have been
solidified?
hyped
Time out,
if 50 Cent
though.
was
Wait,
is he
wait,
not
wait.
now with Erica Mena?
Guys, hello.
How many
You know what I mean?
dudes have always
But
have
think about
loved
his
that-
body
Come on,
count.
bro.
Like Erica Mena, a couple of albums running some Love and Hip Hop.
Nicki
Minaj. He has blazed women that people dream
Yo,
about.
Y'all
He ain't
watch,
lying.
y'all watch Love and Hip Hop way more than I do. I don't know who
I don't watch
any
Love
of
and
these
Hip Hop at
people
all.
are other than Nicki and
But
Safari.
listen, maybe you should get off your perch
To-
and enjoy some ratchet TV.
Maybe.
Back to Dini's point. Has it ever occurred to you that maybe men just said, "Here, I'm gonna write these records for you," and
Right.
then the females was like, "Nah, but I could write." No, I'm gonna do this for you because that's just how the
Not
industry is
impossible.
built,
Not impossible at
and
all.
that's just how society
Definitely
is
a
built. Like,
possibility.
you know what I mean? Like, they might not have given them enough credit to.
Supposedly Lady
write
of
their own
Rage.
shit.
I think they said Snoop might have wrote for Lady of Rage. That's the word in the industry. I mean, we could go back. All the
Well,
stuff
we
like
also have
everyone
to-
stuff like MC Light. I could think of somebody wrote a rap for them.
Factor in misogyny. Sometimes a man sees a woman doing something that's a male-dominated craft and just believes that I can do this better than you. So here, rap these rhymes because my rhymes are better than yours because you're
Right.
a woman.
or even
and it's
worse,
all-
a
and it's
man
all-
sees a woman rapping and just assumes that she couldn't have wrote that. 'cause
Right.
She's a woman.
Yeah, misogyny. Essentially, you know what I
I think
mean?
Remy writes her stuff though, bro. Even though
Remy
yeah,
got to.
even though,
Yeah,
even though that,
definitely.
even though
Got
that one song did sound really
Yo,
papoose.
it meant. Listen,
I'm
it
sure
meant.
she's
the
getting
Ether
a bar here and there
Yeah,
from
but
that.
I think every rapper gets a bar here and there from their homies. You know
True.
what I'm saying?
Perhaps.
Imagine going up to Remy and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna write this rhyme for you." She would be like,
I don't want it with Remy.
You
If you- if
stupid.
you-
She might go
"You
upside my head.
stupid."
Oh, she gonna go crazy.
She might try to hawk you, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, Remy's
about
done
that
real
life.
time. Don't fuck
So
with
that's-
Remy.
That's what we saying.
We don't want no
Remy.
problems with
She's one of
Remy.
the
Remy,
few
we
that writes her
love
own
you.
stuff.
We doing a lot of talk about what's going on with Cardi B, but low key, statistically, Nicki had a good year last year too. Why are we not talking about Nicki?
I think
did
it's
that.
because
I always give Nicki her respect. For
in
that.
our
I've never been a big
subconscious, we
Nicki
can
fan
only
either, though.
Let's
we can
look at the
only-
videotape.
We can only acknowledge.
I mean, she ain't gonna
one
platinum,
female
but she
hip-hop artist
did
at a time.
alright. Why? But see, that's a problem.
Why is the question? But I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying.
Oh
that
no,
that's,
no, I'm not putting that on you. But what
No,
I'm saying
yeah,
is, why
yeah.
do you think that is?
Misogyny.
Okay, we're gonna stay there.
Yeah, I think
Do you think it's misogyny
we
now?
got
There's
a
only
lane.
2 or 3 rappers
It's
at
like
the same
women.
time?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
You think it's misogyny now that there's only ever like 2 or 3 like real female rappers like on top at the same time?
I think there's ever only one at a time.
no. It's always,
And anytime there's more than one, there's always conflict.
You're
No,
right.
but
There's
you
always
mean on top
There's
or
always
just?
one.
I mean
like-
on top.
and
Okay.
one after. There's always one and then one right
All right.
behind them. It's like a race.
Because there's always conflict. We can never have more than one. that
Why?
are-
But to your original point about misogyny, why do you think it is that it's just one at a time? Why do you think the culture is structured that way?
I mean, I think it's complicated, but I think the biggest thing is that we've just we create lanes in music,
Right.
but especially in hip hop. And the only way to sort of break free from that mold is to kind of assert your presence. You know?
You think it's because it's so male dominated that they really just not trying to make that much room for multiple women at a time?
Yeah, I think it's a big part of it,
I
personally.
mean, dudes are the gatekeepers.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Dudes have
it's a
always
harsh
been the
reality.
They're the record executives. They're the record producers.
Right.
They're the A&Rs.
It's all
Yeah.
about women equality and women building each other up. So how can only two women can't build each other up in the hip hop
Again,
game?
because men are the gatekeepers, and there's no
Right.
So
you know.
They create like this is the broader conversation that's happening regarding women everywhere, right? Is that we live in a patriarchal society, and men are the gatekeepers in a lot of industries.
So my question
So they
is
create
this.
they create the culture, they create the energy behind it, and they basically get to say, who gets to come in and who doesn't.
Understood. My question is this. Is it men's fault that Nicki can't pick up the phone and say, Cardi, I know we had our
Nah,
issues in the
that's an
past,
ego issue.
but if we come together, we would kill. I mean, think about them two on the tour together. Think about a joint album with them two. You think what man can stop that?
I mean,
I think
would
that-
you be excited about that?
I
really
would not.
No,
a lot of people
but there's
would
a
be,
lot
though.
of there's fans out there.
That would go crazy
none of
for that.
None of us, for whatever reasons, are fans of either. Well, no, you a fan of Nicki. You a Nicki.
Yeah, I like Nicki.
I love me
I'm
some
not a
Onika
Nicki, but I
Mirage.
respect Nicki. She can spit.
Nicki's got bars.
I still, I always go back to the Monster verse.
She's got some
was a
joints every now
huge
and then.
highlight.
Not-
I like the Chun-Li record she did last year, even though it didn't really pop like that. But she came off on that.
Because again, only
Can
one
I
at a time.
chime in on
only
this
one of
whole-
y'all at a
Go
time.
ahead.
I feel like this. I don't really believe in like seasons, because I feel like we've had so many golden eras in the culture where there was multiple artists providing what we needed at that time.
Okay.
But I really believe that in this one rare occasion that Nicki should have just waited for Cardi to cool off. I feel like she made a tactical error trying to drop while the Cardi storm was in full peak. You know what I mean?
Well, she's shown no signs of slowing down, Cardi, though.
It wasn't because of that. It's because I see this girl coming for my spot. It looks like my spot.
Absolutely.
Not that we can't
but this
share it.
is what
My
I'm saying.
spot.
She felt like her spot was in jeopardy, but sometimes rap is competitive. I get it. But sometimes you got to play chess.
Right.
No one was really looking for Nicki at that time. A lot of those same Nicki fans had converted to Cardi fans.
I mean, you could tell she was hurt too, but like
Yeah.
the social media stuff,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Came off as a
The
big
stuff she was
hater.
saying.
And then she
that Nicki was hurt
Yeah, she
about
was.
the stuff that people were saying about her.
But
on
she
social media.
became a bully working double time to get Cardi up out of there.
That's what we've heard.
Cardi's struggle was too
Yeah.
She
real. Nothing was
underestimated.
gonna stop
That's
that
the
wave.
thing. Like, I felt like Nicki should have understood it. Listen, this girl really came from nothing, bro.
Yeah, it's the Rocky story.
Like, even right, she truly is the right. Put it this way: as much as strippers in this era are glorified, right? As far as women get into the bag, at the end of the day, subconsciously, we still don't necessarily respect them.
Yeah, I would argue that strippers aren't glorified. They're leered at. They're sexualized.
No, they're-
but
no,
glorified.
today
on,
they're glorified.
on a surface level,
Today
they're
they're
glorified.
glorified, bro.
Beneath that surface is a lot of disrespect, like you're still shaking your ass for bread.
Right.
And you saw that kind of come to light with this feud between the two of them, because Nicki was like, all right, you got your money, you popping, but you was still a chick who had to suck dick for verses. You shake your ass for cash. You're not to be respected. That was really the crux of their issue. And I believe that backfired. You know what I mean? Because it's like, at the end of the day, Cardi did what she did, but she got here. And I felt like
and
if
she owns it.
right, and if Nicki
Yeah.
would have understood that, yo, I got here and I'm standing next to you, she'd have been better for it. Even with the motorsport joint, like you dissing her on a record, like it's not even real rap beef. Like like the beef was like you were manufacturing beef with someone who really was not trying to beef with you.
You know what I think it is? Maybe it's not even a like a ego thing. Maybe like when dudes rap,
Yeah.
they just shoot shots. Anybody, I'll put the gun to you. You know what I'm saying? They're not saying the name. I'll put the gun
Nah.
to anybody. But when it's only two girls and you say,
Well,
watch
bro,
your man, you should
that's
watch
a
your mouth.
fact.
That's a
It's like
fact.
I'm taking it directly because I'm the only other girl that's
But
worth
Nicki
talking
was
about.
being salacious with her shots, bro.
She was cooking.
She was really,
That song
she was
hard.
coming for her, bro.
They both killed.
But I promised this off the record that I was gonna attack Sincere
Yes, I can't wait for this.
episode 2, and
I'm
it had
here
a
for this.
lot to do with this particular topic. Because he and I, in the group chat, we've had...
Dude's taking his shirt off.
Let me get myself ready for this.
We've had arguments about this particular topic in the group chat. Even on Facebook, I think we had a whole argument about this. We always arguing, right?
Yeah.
But as the rap snob, you holding up the culture, what you expect, what you don't expect. You constantly poo-poo Nicki, yet you boost up Cardi, and it bothers me because it's like, how can you be a rap snob? And Nicki's as bad as she was, Nicki was spitting last year. She had a lot of good rap
Nicki
work.
can rap.
That Fifi record
And
was
you
better than
kept
giving credit for
poo-pooing
shit.
her in favor of Cardi. What the fuck, bro?
It's just a matter of energy, bro.
What that gotta do with rap?
It's energy.
What that gotta do
What
with
the fuck
rap?
does that even
Is this
mean?
energy from the man who always doubts my vibe theory?
Come on, man.
Hello.
Yo, do better,
The
Cincy.
vibe theory.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
When I say, yo, that drink got a beautiful vibe, but what Deanie the vibe?
No, what I'm
Define your
talking about is
I am
the
attacking you.
The energy you bring to a record and the energy at which you attack the record. I was just having this conversation the other day with somebody. I feel like there's a lack of attacking a beat and attacking a record. Like go at it. Like
Here we go.
Like you know, you have other people on the record, right? Your job is to take them out, right? Like when Kendrick came through on that Control record,
Right.
his job was to take everybody out on that record. Now, there's gonna be, you know, different opinions as to whether, you know, that actually happened or not, or like, you know, is the Control verse from Kendrick really like, you know, what everybody was saying?
body did better.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that take.
No.
Continue,
Did not
Cincy.
happen. But what I'm saying is that if motorsport.
Okay.
We're talking about motorsport.
Yeah, we
right?
can talk about it.
All right. So Cardi came through like she has something to prove.
Right.
And she attacked the record as such. Nicki
Nicki bodied it.
Nicki came through like, I'm Nicki. I don't really have to do all that much.
I think that's how you perceived it, but
Nah,
she took
man,
that
you
right.
slick talked it.
Listen, she slick talked it, but it's like I just needed a different energy on that record.
I just
And
feel like you
Cardi gave
grading
it to me.
Cardi on a curve, and your dislike for Nicki
listen, that
is
could be true
definitely
because I didn't
flourishing.
expect anything from Cardi. I've never expected anything from Cardi.
Yeah,
You know, I think
and your
a lot of people,
expectations.
a lot of people
I've
don't
never
like
expected
Nicki's
anything from Cardi. Now,
diva energy.
Nicki is a solidified star and an MC. She's proven her MC worth
Diva.
on records, right? Again, I'm not a huge fan of the music that she puts out on records. You know, she had a lot of, you know, pop records, and she did a lot of like crazy, like Lady Gaga type of stuff. Right, looking
Super bass
weird
and all
with the, you know, the wigs and the anyway. But at the end of the day, Nicki can spit,
Fair.
right?
Agreed.
So, so maybe I was expecting her to come through and just like wreck shop, but you know, on that Motorsport record, I didn't really feel it.
I just
Cardi
feel
came through
as
out of nowhere,
you
and I'm not
being-
feeling, you know, I'm not expecting anything from her. All of a sudden, she comes and bodies that record.
The flag-bearing rap snob. For you to put your nose up at
Listen,
Nicki in favor
I'm
of
not-
an average
I'm not saying I'm not
Consistent.
saying that
Well
Cardi.
known for not writing her own album.
Come on.
I'm not saying Cardi
Snobs
greater
getting soft.
than Nicki. That's not what
I
I'm
think
saying.
your like for Nicki on a personal level got in the way of your rap snobbery, and your dislike
No,
for
man.
Nicki
I'm
also
not-
got in
listen,
the way
I'm
of your
always-
rap snobbery.
Listen, this has been consistent
Okay.
of my takes, right? Rappers need to come with some sort of energy of, you know, if it's a laid-back record, then it's a laid-back record. If you're talking to the ladies and you're talking to the ladies, or if you're a female and you're talking to the dudes and you're talking to the dudes, right? You can have your, you know, but there's some records that, like, if your job is to body the beat, then body the beat, right? And I think Cardi on that particular record came through and bodied it. That's it.
Takeoff had
Fair
the best
enough.
verse on that song, by the way. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, he did. He did.
So
Listen.
the dude was better than the two females.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
get him out of here.
His album dropped today, and it's really good. Just throwing that out there.
Offset dropped. It wasn't
Offset.
Takeoff. Get it
What
together,
you
bro.
said? Takeoff.
He said Takeoff.
Oh, my bad.
You're slipping.
I'm a little drunk.
You know,
Now's when
I
it
just
starts.
I've been holding
Degenerate.
on to that take since even before
No, I
the
know.
year-end wrap-up.
I know.
I had it in my pocket because I'm like, this motherfucker been
I know
graded
you
on the
felt-
curve.
You felt some type of way about that the whole time.
Yes.
And I know you've never let that go.
I know.
I don't understand unless you're like unless you feel like about Nicki the way I feel about Nas.
No.
Well,
All right,
hey,
so then let's- so
yo,
then why-
No, I just feel like
it down a notch,
I
sincere.
respect your opinion, and you being the rap snob, how can you give Cardi such a pass and kill Nicki as much as you do? You kill Nicki.
I don't
Nicki
care.
comes to the rap
Nah, you
snob
gotta
desk,
quantify that,
you
bro.
bang the gavel, you shoot her away, you send her away for
I
5
don't care.
years.
Listen, I big Cardi up one time. It was one time.
You just bigged her up a second ago.
For what?
But you like her energy. Forget
On
the
that
bars.
record, on that
Forget the
record.
bars. Forget the bars, rap
that
snob, but energy. So you
On
love
that
Busta
record.
Rhymes then?
I do.
Oh, all right, that's fair. Ding.
That's a fact.
Okay.
You like
I
Designer?
tried it just now.
Designer's an energy dude on the records.
I did like Designer.
Designer has some joints.
I did like Designer.
This is where we get to know each other. Like, these are the little
Yeah.
quirks. It's not always about
looks
the
and
bars.
how we get
It's about
closer.
how you feel.
I like Designer. Everybody, I mean,
It's about the vibe, Deanie.
The vibe.
for a good reason they called him a future clone, but he had joints.
He had some joints, man.
He had some joints, and like there was some in lyrics that was a little bit more. They had a little more depth.
They were
to
deep
it.
when you actually
Than
like
Future.
look them up and read them out. They were
Right.
actually pretty dope.
Yeah.
Can't take that away from him.
Now, he can rap, but he just sounds like Future.
Where'd he go? Where is Designer?
I don't know.
Reality set in.
Since
He had some
since
rant-
He threatened the Breakfast Club.
He had a rant the other day
rough.
going at Kanye.
Wait, didn't Kanye sign him?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
So
That's not
Attacking
good.
boss theory.
So, as we're here, we having this conversation with the rap snob.
I love how we're ganging up on the rap snob. I'm
Well,
here for it.
Well, he,
lawn- the
at least
totally here
he
for
knew
it.
it was coming, to be fair. We didn't ambush him. Another big issue in the culture, and we've also had these many arguments. I feel like I should have transcripts of all our arguments because they're good.
they are good.
Old heads
Okay.
versus new niggas, right? That is a schism that's going on in rap right now.
Hey.
You know,
Hip hop is as divided as the country is, man.
yeah, and I feel like Langston is the perfect person to speak to this division because you're somewhere in the middle. You and J. Cole are in the middle. Y'all the middle child. You know what I mean? If you had to be completely candid, what do you believe the schism is between the old heads and the new niggas?
I think that people. So I'm like slightly younger than you guys.
Right.
But I'll say that people in our age range, they, for the most part, don't like where hip hop is.
Okay.
And so for that reason, they shit all over these young guys.
Okay.
And these young guys see that, and they have to defend themselves. So they're defiant. And they were like, well, fuck those guys that don't like us. And that's the reason that there's a schism. It's because that hip-hop has changed a lot, and it sounds a lot different than it did, I mean, even, 5 years ago,
True
let
indeed.
alone
True
10 or
indeed.
15. And there's a lot of people in their 30s that aren't feeling that. And it's not just that they're not feeling it, but they're letting people know this is whack.
Yeah. I like that. I always disagree with him because he's so extreme. But on this particular situation, I agree wholeheartedly. A lot of it is defense. You don't like us, we don't like you. You know what I mean?
You don't fuck with me? Well, I don't fuck with you then.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Deanie, hold on, sister.
go, go,
Deanie
go.
getting quiet over here.
Nah, I'm listening to the vibe.
What do you think about the old head new nigga conversation?
All right, from my perspective, a lot of it comes from the bars just being lazy, man. Like we used to do. Remember Nas used to take like 2 years to drop an album, man. He used to put hard work into them joints. You could drop an album like every 2 days now if you want to, because you don't put any thought in the music. Pretty.
Yo,
Boy,
DMX dropped
quiet.
2 #1 albums in 1 year.
And they were classics.
8.
I'm looking you right in your face.
Now
They're
we gonna have that
classics.
discussion at the
They're
cigar bar.
classics.
We not at the cigar bar.
see the
nigga.
face
We
I'm making right
yo,
now?
nigga, we talking about
They're
something else.
classics.
We talking about something else right now.
And I might go to that 20th anniversary concert.
It was 98.
But nah, I feel like when you listen to the music, we just feel like, damn, like these dudes ain't put no thought into the music. And when you listen to like the new dudes today, compare them to the old dudes. Like you'll hear these new dudes say, these new dudes are the greatest. Like, greatest? What? Like these dudes suck. It's not that they necessarily just suck. It's just the music is just super lazy,
I was
man.
on the way over here. It was the funniest thing, and it's kind of relevant. Lil Pump did that record with
Kanye?
No. With Purple.
Smoke Perp.
Smoke Perp.
Smoke Perp.
Yep. That's his man.
Right. Apparently they're beefing now.
Yeah,
because,
I saw that. I was shocked.
because they're mad at each other because they're both claiming to have written the song.
Well, Smoke Perp is mad. I've not seen Lil Pump's response
Okay,
yet.
so it's just Smoke Perp that's saying this
As
is my
far as I
song.
know.
Dumbass rap name. Carry on.
And I'm like,
Smoke Perp.
yo, there was like 5 words in the whole song, B. Like, y'all
the
really
Gucci
beefing
Gang?
about, there we go, Gucci Gang.
There's more than 5 words
Smoke
in the song.
Perp was on Gucci Gang? I thought that was
Yo,
just...
Lang really likes that song, bro.
I think it's a good song.
like if
On the
it's
lowest of keys, I'ma get
It's
flat.
an entertaining
If
song.
you listen
It
to
sucks
Gucci Gang,
verbally.
the rhyme scheme, besides the repetitive Gucci Gang, there's some pretty decent rhymes in there. I'm just saying.
My girl do
Thank you.
cocaine.
Thank you,
I'm
Jarvis.
sorry. Rap Snob, I'm sorry.
Yo, Rap Snob about to have an ulcer right now.
But you gotta listen to it. Put your
not a bad
bias
song.
aside.
It's not a bad
Just
song.
listen to what he's saying.
Yo, did we read the lyrics to this on the air before?
Yes, we did.
And they weren't that bad.
They weren't
did?
that bad.
They were terrible.
No, they weren't.
When was that?
They weren't.
What episode was that?
No,
Yes,
it's not.
we
This is
did.
on a gray area.
My girl
I know,
do
but what-
cocaine. or something
It was.
like
I think it was the second to last gray area we
Don't
did.
make me do it.
No, we're
It
not
was
gonna do
terrible,
that.
bro.
It's pretty decent. It's fine. We're not saying it's bars. That's the highest pinnacle. Bars is the pinnacle. But it's not like
That's no service. That's not bars, bro.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
Dini, you a harsh grader, man. I know you.
Dini, you all over the place with the culture. You let some shit slide and then you kill Gucci
I
Gang.
can never place you, bro.
You gotta have some kind of thought into the music, bro. Even if the music is lightweight, you can still make creative, entertaining music. Now that I do what I want. Now that I know what I want. That's the new.
Well,
You just say
I don't
5
listen to
words
Uzi at all,
in a
by the
flow.
way. Full disclosure, I think Uzi could get the fuck up out of here.
There are some
Period.
Uzi songs I like though.
Yeah.
Yo, when people
I'm
was
not gonna
on
disrespect
Twitter
Uzi, but I'm not
being
a fan.
sad that Uzi said he's retiring, I'm like,
A lot of
was-
people like
I-
Uzi.
I was like, good.
There was a lot of old niggas doing the end zone dance.
Retire.
a lot of people
You're
like.
trash.
A lot of people love Uzi.
He's alright.
X.
Uzi's alright.
oh, are we coming around to me now?
Yes, it's your turn.
All right.
Go ahead, speak your mind.
It's so I see a lot of parallels with what's sort of going on in the country where like people are just like stuck, and I think part of it has to do with social media. At some point, people just get so caught up in their bubbles, and I guess I think in the early days of social media, people thought that social media was going to bring us closer together and get us to understand each other.
Yeah.
That has not happened.
Man,
It
it
has been
worked
the
out.
absolute opposite, because people get stuck in their bubbles and in their stances, and they stand firm. And now where it might have been like 2 or 3 different opinions, now there's like 6 or 7 different opinions, because 2 opinions might be very similar, but there'll be one thing that's like different about the opinions, and now like those 2 people are going at each other, right? And so I think that on a grander scale, everybody's just splintered and divided, just like the country is, right? Now, as far as like this old head versus new generation conversation, I think that there's oh damn, I just caught a blank.
You think there's a schism between the two?
No, I mean there definitely is. Now, as far as like what caused it, you know what? I'm gonna go back to an early tape that I had at one of the earlier episodes from the gray area when we
yep.
came through. Honestly, I think that trap and traditional hip hop we might have to call them different things.
Oh God.
You know what's funny? Because you argued me down when I said that this rap is it has so many subgenres now. It's not the same thing anymore. And he was like, no. It's rap.
Rap is the quintessential subgenre of hip hop in our current moment. To say that it's not hip hop, I think is asinine.
Well,
it feels like it's devolving the culture, though.
No, it's not. Trap is amazing.
It depends. It depends.
All right, go ahead. Get my bad sincere.
So I'm honestly, if we spend real talk, I'm of the mind that like if we had another, not necessarily a civil war, but if like we just like split the country into, you know, these states are Republican, these states are Democrats, and we just stick to that, right? I think it would solve a lot of things.
Okay.
So I think that if we just said, all right, we got this quote unquote traditional hip hop, and then we got trap, right? If we call them different things, I think it would solve a lot of the tension between these generations.
I'd like to push back on that. These trap artists, they're hip hop artists, and it's not good enough for them. They're not happy with what you're doing is cool, but we're just not calling it hip hop. They're like, wait a second. First of all,
listen,
fuck you. Who are you to say what's hip hop and what's not? I'm the embodiment of hip hop, and I don't give a fuck what your opinion is of my music.
First of all, respect the elders. Second of all, this is where I'm gonna get, purist about it. There's 4 elements to hip hop. There was 4 elements to hip hop, none of which have. None of which are being carried over into this new generation. None of them.
Well, what are the 4 pillars?
All right, the MCing,
okay,
DJing, breaking, and graph. Right now, a lot of those pillars have long, faded away. Right. The DJ today, right? What we call a DJ, you can get like a little piece of equipment with a bunch of buttons on it. And call yourself a DJ.
Well, isn't the hip hop producer the modern day DJ? Doesn't he fit that same role?
You would think.
You would think, yeah.
You would think. But there used to be a time when crews came with their own producers and their own DJs. Now it's like, whoever has the FL Studio or whatever software on their laptop, they can just whip up some beats off of templates, send them out, put them on YouTube and whatever, and then somebody picks them up and that's it.
There should be subdivisions. Because there's karate, there's taekwondo, there's different things.
Right.
Kung fu.
Yeah.
So
Ninjutsu.
the last thing, I think the last bastion of hip hop that was being upheld to a certain point was the MC.
Right.
Right. And I don't think that's being upheld anymore because part of being an MC was being taking a pride in that craft of crafting, wordplay and stories and rhyme schemes and different cadences.
Can I chime in?
Go ahead.
I'm hearing all of this, right? And it's like sometimes it's a lot of synergy with what we're doing with this round table. And we don't plan this episode as far as what we're gonna say, right? But it's a beautiful thing to hear you say what you say because it fits in with my take about this whole old head versus new nigga conversation. I am gradually progressing towards the old head, right? What I'm saying is that my age, where I'm at in life.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I'm progressing in that direction. But I have a large scale issue with the old head. I'm gonna turn heel for a second.
All right, go ahead.
I feel like the old head is the biggest motherfucking problem with the culture.
I agree.
Their resistance.
100%.
Their resistance to these younger cats not realizing that they're doing the same shit that their parents is doing in the early era of hip-hop.
Speak on it.
Is really bothersome to me. Granted, what we loved growing up, what it's supposed to be, these young dudes don't do. It is a fact.
Right.
There are no lyrics. I'm coming to you, Sin. The lyrics are lacking in some cases, but even in those cases, you still have Kendrick, you still have Cole, you still have Drake holding it up.
They're hip-hop.
You still have
They're not
guys.
trap.
You still have guys. Yeah, absolutely. You still have have guys underneath that, like even like an ASAP Rocky, Tyler the Creator, even Pusha T, look, Will Smith's son out here.
Willow Smith.
These guys are rap. Jaden Smith. You still got guys who understand the bars. You still got some of these young dudes who want to be drill rappers. But the fact remains is these older heads who are so resistant to the fact that to me, it's not the young dudes creating schism. It's the older dudes creating schism.
It's
because
not
it's their resistance.
We're from the era where we listen to dudes and say, how did he come
That's
up
cool,
with
but
that,
these same dudes, you and Sincere, not to out y'all, but what I'm saying is, y'all parents was used to get mad when y'all blasted that Wu-Tang growing up.
No rap music.
That's my point. There was a resistance, and y'all are becoming your parents.
Now here's my thing. I don't get mad. Me personally, I don't get mad at my son listening to whatever he listens to. Right?
Your son you're talking about.
Yeah. And so like I don't go to him and be like, yo, how can you listen to that? Like I
never talk about music with your son like you do with us?
We have. You know, he definitely likes stuff that I'm not gonna necessarily be into. But he likes Jaden Smith. He likes Logic.
Okay, you've done your job.
You know, so he also loves Triple X.
Jarv, you on the island now?
Throw the boo at that. But here's the thing. So when hip hop started, right?
Boo that man.
Let the boo
R.I.P.
before you continue.
All right. When hip hop started, it was mid to late 70s in the Bronx, right? And then the first few hip hop records were to disco beats, right? But you wouldn't call those records disco records, even though they were to disco beats. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, like, there was a line that was drawn and saying this is something new. It has a different energy. It has a different, vibe,
vision,
right? It has different tempos, right? So here's a new genre, and let's call that what that is and move forward with that, right?
Yeah, you have romantic movies, you got comedies, you got rom-coms.
To me, as I, and again, it's not see, I think the part where y'all coming at me is that.
No, it's not you.
No. But I think that you guys think that I'm knocking trap for being
that is what
different.
I think. Yes.
No, if trap is what it is, then it is what it is.
No,
and
but
move
trap
forward
is
with
hip hop.
That it holds nothing.
Therein lies the schism.
Listen. You brought up the schism between disco and hip hop. Hip hop was separated from disco because the establishment that like made and like talked about disco, they said this thing that they're doing, that's not disco. So like hip hop artists in the late 70s were forced to do their own thing. And like, why should we behave that way with like some of the hottest young artists in pop music
because
today?
We gotta call things what they are.
It's hip hop. It's hip hop, bro. Lil Baby, Gunna, Young Thug, 21 Savage. These are hip hop artists.
Just because, listen, here's my thing. Just because it's urban, right? Just because it comes from the hood, just because these artists have the same skin tone as us and are telling a lot of the same stories, it doesn't mean that musically it holds the same. It has resemblance to what we call.
That's where you're wrong. To you, it doesn't, but to the masses, it does. To people like me, it does. And more people agree with me than agree with you. And that there is a resemblance between the current...
Between Lil Pump and Hove?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Between Lil Pump and Hove.
Look. And obviously...
Oh, between Smoke, Perp...
Listen.
And...
Let me speak on it. Let me speak on it. So, like, you're right. There's definitely a shift there. And a drastic one. One that's difficult for many people to get behind.
Come on, son.
But the fact is, though, that there's a legacy there that is shared between.
There's a legacy because we all come from the same place.
That's part of it,
right? And
but sonically, there's also a legacy.
What are the similarities between Little Pump and Hove?
Well,
sonically,
can I just jump in for 1 second?
like, hold on. Beat wise and rhyme wise.
Like, yeah, look,
Where's
it's
the
not the
similarity?
same. It's not the same. But, like, what are the similarities between, like, Paid in Full and Illmatic? I would argue that they're just as drastically different as, like, Blueprint and, like, Lil Pump.
Yeah, I can't agree with that, bro.
All right, well, we can agree to disagree.
What? I'm not gonna boo him because I see where he's going.
He knows that I'm right.
Hold on, can I just swoop in for a second? I hear what he's saying because 80s rap, and put it this way, my dad is a product of the OG culture, like where the essence, we'll call it, right?
Okay.
And when I was growing up and loving Jay-Z, loving the whole East Coast wave, Rough Riders, Rockefeller, D-Block, all of that, occasional Cash Money, occasional West Coast, he wasn't here for it. And I feel like a lot of the things he was saying, I'm hearing you say, Sincere, as far as where the trap shit is right now. And I believe that it's just that natural progression that creates that schism, because as hip-hop continues to evolve or devolve, depending on who you speak to, that it's always gonna be a difference at what it is from what it ain't. And I feel like because it's such a young man's game, once you get to a certain age, you're just not gonna hear what the young boys are saying. My pops did not like the new era, bro.
Science right now, bro, but I'm still stuck on this Hove Pump comparison, bro. That's like comparing like a rocket scientist to a kid that passed the spelling bee.
I wasn't even gonna address that, but don't put Hove and Pump in the same. Get the fuck out.
How do you do that?
Come
because
on,
they
come
both
on.
rhyme words.
Well, let me
give me one similarity. They both rap, rhyme.
Let me make this abundantly clear. You all know that I love Jay-Z.
Yes.
And I would never clump him in with Lil Pump in terms of artists that I admire.
Right.
But if we're talking about a genre of music, like, yeah, like, I might not like Kiss, but, like, if I'm putting them in the same genre as the Rolling Stones, like, it makes sense. Even if their music doesn't sound alike, it comes from the same sonic tradition.
Nah, because even them, they have rock, classic rock, old school rock, 70s rock.
You're making my point right now, bro.
No, you're making our point. There's mad separate subdivisions. They're not just
listen,
rock.
Super Engineer True, low key, the reactions is the best part of this whole conversation right
We gotta get a camera on True. Shout to True, man.
Damn it, man.
Go ahead, Didi.
Like, you can't compare the two. You can't.
Listen, what I'm saying, all I'm saying is that as long as trap and, I mean, for lack of a better term, traditional hip hop.
We should come up with a
classic hip hop. As long as they're being, viewed under the same umbrella, there's going to be this tension.
True.
Right. So I think that even if you don't say trap is separate from, at least if you make that distinction, right? Like I was because I follow on Instagram I follow producer or engineering pages, right? And so there's an engineering page for audio engineering that is like dividing up the different genres.
You shared a picture.
Right.
So some prick drew a graph, and that's why trap is a different genre of music.
Dividing up the different genres and how you go about
orchestrating the beats.
You're right, producing them and engineering them, right? And there's a distinction, and I've seen this several times where there's a distinction being made between trap and hip hop.
Yeah.
There's a distinction
The problem
being
with
made.
that, though, is that you're selectively choosing what falls under hip hop. So, like what falls under that graph, that hip hop graph, like, sure, it's gonna fit those parameters because you're not including like Gunna and Lil Baby in that same chart.
Right, because they'd be in the trap section. Which
Fundamentally,
they're rappers. They're hip hop artists.
But this is the thing now. Fundamentally, hip hop has had a certain BPM straight through.
But no, that's not true. It's changed throughout time, hasn't it?
But it's been in the same range, my friend.
Yeah.
When you go trap is completely like it's out of the realm. That's why I've always pushed the subgenre argument, because I believe that while they are rapping on these songs, aesthetically,
sonically,
it's something else. whether you agree or disagree, that's the beauty of hip hop. But for me, I just feel like if I'm like and he got mad at me for the Sincere I'm speaking about, is the fact that I won't compare like a Future to a Kendrick because I'm not expecting the same things from them.
Well, yeah, but I agree with.
You know what I mean?
But they're both hip hop artists, though.
Bro,
that doesn't mean I need to compare them.
Angel
The
hair
umbrella.
Angel hair pasta and ramen noodles are both noodles. But only one is pasta, bro.
You're making my point.
No, you're
making my point.
How am I making your point?
Because they're all hip hop, but only one is trap. Only one is whatever the fuck you want to call it.
No, they're
traditional
both,
hip-hop,
but one is
whatever else.
considered the real
This
deal and one is
conversation
considered
is
just
evolving
a
as
drop
much
in the
as-
bucket.
And yeah, it's Sincere is right, and like now we're talking about semantics. And my point is
you
that
know
you're trying to
Genie is a
devalue
semantic god, bro. Like,
Cheerios to toasted O's in the supermarket,
my
the box
point is
to the
that-
bag. You feel
Well,
me?
Sincere-
all kinds of cocaine, cane,
you feel me?
Novocaine,
Listen,
cane family. We get it.
Here's my last word to Sincere.
Go ahead.
You know, as someone whose opinion, I know you love the culture, you love the music. I love your opinion. I respect it. I wish that you had more respect for trap music. That's really my only point.
It's not about a lack of respect. Look, again. I'm going to take it to a broader and probably more important conversation. In what's going on in this country right now, right? Everybody's like, there's this huge division because we keep expecting the other side to see things our way, right? As far as us here, right? We are all people of color, men of color, right? We keep waiting for, you know, the white establishment to see things our way and look at things as, oh, we've had this white supremacy for a long time. You have a point. No, they're gonna keep doing things the way they're gonna do things, right? So again, I'm of the mind that, you know, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if we split this country into two, right? It would cause less tension. The people that think alike, put them in one half of the country. The other people that think alike, on their end, put them in another half of the country, right? Now, whether that's actually going to happen, obviously not. That's not something that's
How
feasible.
the hell do you even create?
Right. That's not something that's feasible. But I mean, in a you know, fantasy world, you know, we keep expecting the other side to see things our way, right? And as far as hip hop and or again traditional quote unquote hip hop and trap, we're not going to see the eye to eye. I don't think we
can't have a serious conversation.
So I'm just saying, you know, like it's just it would be better if, you know, trap was just called trap, right? And we had that as some sort, you know, some type of separation so that we don't keep, you know, Hove and Nas and Kendrick under the same umbrella as like Lil Pump
Yachty.
or Lil Yachty.
God forbid they should be mentioned in the same paragraph.
They shouldn't.
They should.
They shouldn't.
shouldn't.
They're not doing the same thing.
Those guys were influenced by the guys you mentioned before. But
I never even heard of Tupac.
anyway,
like Lil Yachty.
it was a good discussion, but you know, neither one of us is changing our mind. So
And that's the schism that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I feel that there's a
Yeah.
resistance from the old guard to fully understand and embrace what the new guard is trying to do. You know what it is? It's like we have a grading system, and it's like
Why do the young dudes even want the old heads' respect?
Well-
why would they? Why are they seeking that? Why are they getting
hold
mad
on,
about it?
wait, hold on. It's not a matter of them wanting the respect. It's the fact that y'all kill them to the point that y'all put them in a position to seek that respect. Y'all kill them.
like you can't even just be like, not really my thing, but it's whatever. Like
Y'all
you gotta shit all
kill
over
them.
it.
All over it. But here's the thing now, and we're gonna transition. We're gonna call it a segue. There's a big issue as far as the industry is concerned. The fact that people like Jose, aka Sincere, I gotta call his government for a second, feel as though.
Yo, look at his. I don't know if he's feeling that, bro.
Nah, but cause we
fucking with
vibing,
you.
cause we vibing now.
Word.
It's a seamless transition, so to speak.
Word.
He feels as though he's put in a position where he has to be forced to, in some regards, to listen to this bullshit, in his opinion. Because the gatekeepers are the ones who are responsible for upholding the culture, continuously sign these acts to these deals. And then you listen to them and it's like, how did he get a record deal? You know what I mean? Why is he on, but this guy's not on? Like Eno Abasi, for example. Why is Eno not on, but a cat like a Blueface is on? Who decides that?
We're from the era where, like I said, man, we listen to dudes come up with music, and we used to say, how did he come up with that? I listen to Nas. There's very few people alive today that could do what Nas does. I feel like we can find a homeless man in the streets today, and we can teach him tonight how to do what Lil Pump does. You understand what I'm saying?
I disagree with that.
You're bugging, bro. Gucci Gang. Where's the skill in his music, bro? Where is it?
The skill is in his charisma. It's in his showmanship. You cannot listen. You cannot get a bum off the street and teach him to be as charismatic as Lil Pump. You can't do it. You can't do it.
Your charisma's not a skill, bro.
Charisma is a skill.
No, it's not.
It's absolutely a skill.
It's not a skill, bro.
Skill and that's just you can just be charismatic. I don't even see the charisma personally, but you can just be charismatic and just be a dope rapper.
Yeah. Do you guys like Scarface?
Scarface was nice.
You guys like Tupac?
He was nice.
So wait.
So now listen to the guys.
Are you
saying comparison to Pump?
Are you saying that Scarface wasn't a
Tupac.
good rapper?
I think Scarface got a lot better later in his career, but I don't think he was on the level of Nas and Jay-Z. I think he was a great storyteller with great charisma.
You are a politician because you changed.
What?
You changed.
I'm not a politician.
Because you
I'm just a nigga with a podcast.
Wait, hold on, sister. We cornered you with that Scarface take, and then you created a scale to grade him on the fly. He's not as good as Jay-Z or
Y'all
Nas.
tried to flame me off the strength of charisma being something to grade an MC on.
Yeah,
but that's the most important trait an MC needs to have.
Why would you even put Scarface in the charisma argument?
I think Scarface is about as lyrical as Tupac. I don't think either of them are great lyricists.
My mind playing tricks on me. To this day, no artist that's out right now could make My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me. That was the first record to ever come out to really talk about like some mental health shit, but on some hood shit.
I mean, you're talking about
That's an important thing that's got, and you're comparing that to Gucci Gang.
I'm not comparing that to Gucci.
You are.
No, I'm not.
That is just you are. That's exactly what you're doing.
You're bringing up one of the greatest hip hop songs of all time, and you're saying that
I'm
comparing that song to like Gucci Gang, and that's not what I'm doing. All I'm saying is that
what's Lil Pump's magnum opus?
Listen. What makes Lil Pump worth listening to is his charisma. And other great MCs like Scarface and others.
Right.
What made them worth listening to was their charisma. That's all I'm saying.
Had charisma and other things.
Well, like what?
You are completely.
Scarface, I'll say, was a great storyteller. Right. But other than that, look what he had.
Great storyteller.
Can I stop? Can I just stop for a second?
Go ahead.
He was a great storyteller.
Yes.
You just cornered yourself. You need lyrics to be a great storyteller, fam.
Yeah, you don't need great mic skills, though. You do need good lyrics.
But if he has charisma and he has great mic skills, you're contradicting yourself.
No, I disagree with that.
If he has charisma and lyricism, you don't.
Mike skills is something different.
Sam, do you hear yourself?
Mike skills is something different. Mike skills is just filling
What's
the
Mike
beat.
skills?
Gucci Gang,
It's like
Gucci Gang,
Pusha T,
Gucci
you
Gang,
know what I'm
Gucci
saying?
Gang. Spend 10 racks on a new chain.
What?
My bitch love do cocaine. I fuck a bitch. I forgot her name.
Oh, we did do this. Now I remember.
I can't buy a bitch no wedding ring. Rather go buy ball mains. Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. This is who we're comparing to Jay-Z.
Well, that's just the chorus. If you pull up a Jay-Z chorus,
My lean costs more than your rent. Ooh. Your mama still living a tent. Ooh. Your slang dope in them jets, huh? Me and my grandma take meds. Oh. None of this shit be new to me. Fucking my teacher called it tutory.
I like
Should I
that.
keep going?
That's some fly shit. That's some fly shit, bro. It don't matter.
I hope the tape's still rolling. So
Nah, that shit is dead. But it don't matter though, bro. That's some fly shit, man.
God, I'm weak.
I don't give a fuck about y'all niggas laughing. That's some fly shit.
Yo, my man, you said he had great lyrics, great mics. He has great lyrics, great charisma, but don't have mic skills?
Wait, who are you talking about?
Scarface.
Yeah, first of all, I love Scarface. Scarface is one of my favorite rappers. He's just not like, like if I'm talking about the great lyricists of all time, I'm not bringing up Scarface. That's not what made him great,
Oh my God.
If I'm bringing up anything positive about hip hop, I'm not bringing up Lil Pump. I'll tell you that much.
Damn.
See, but hold up. Y'all are flaming my take on Scarface, but all you're talking about is Lil Pump. Put Lil Pump to the side for a second.
Co-sign him.
You mentioned him
You
in comparison,
are
bro.
co-signing Pump, therefore we have to challenge
But
the Scarface
one thing has
opinion.
nothing to do with the other. I'm
Why
just
not?
saying that Lil Pump is hip hop. That's all I'm saying. Y'all are saying something else. And like
Lil Pump is a
Scarface, who I love.
Super Engineer True.
He's a character.
I need you to clip. From now on, we're gonna clip his takes because we're gonna have to use him against himself in these moments. Okay? Can we do that? Thank you, Super Engineer True.
And this was J. Cole's point. Lil Pump is a caricature. That's all he is. And there's a lot of artists that are simply playing the role of caricatures. 6ix9ine being one of them.
But is
Which
that
is
something
why
new
I
though? Like
never-
when did that start? Like was that not when we were growing up listening to the music?
Listen, here's the difference. And
Now,
again,
I'm really loving this episode.
it
though. Like,
goes.
This is awesome.
This is low key
Again.
better than episode 1.
Yes.
It started out
And
kind of
again.
slow, but
And again,
we got there.
the internet is the X factor, right? There used to be gatekeepers, right? And
There's still
we mentioned
No, there's
before
not.
they
No,
were all
there
men,
are,
so there was a
Everything is
detriment
good to go nowadays, bro.
That's
There
not
was a
true.
detriment
to the female
What is not
hip-hop
able to be
artist.
done in hip hop today?
But so there used to be gatekeepers, right? You had to go through them, and they had to tell you, "You nice, all right, we'll let you through," right? So fast forward 20 years, Lil Pump or whoever, right, of his ilk, decides to make a video. It for whatever reason, whether ironically or whatever, it blows up on YouTube. Right? And there's no gatekeeper that's gonna be able to hold that back because it goes viral, right? The internet is its own entity.
So more people like it, and there's no one to stop people from liking it. Therefore, it's less credible.
Well, because
Fuck outta here.
Because for the most part, people are dumb. We talked about that earlier. The public is that you can't rely on the public to buy
shit.
That's why
in
democracy doesn't work.
in mass. Right? We got the president that we have because of that.
Well, actually, more people voted for the other person.
Well,
Well, this is the schism I'm talking about, right? We can't always trust the public. Therefore, we need.
That's a very dangerous precedent to set. Is
No,
not
but-
trusting the public.
Put it this way, because the same way we were talking about earlier about dragging people, the public drag people. Hence, we can't always trust them because in some cases, people don't deserve to be dragged. But it goes back to having people who are the gatekeepers, the label execs. Going back to academics who I mentioned earlier, he talks about who has a buzz, who's popping, and it's like we at some point in the culture, I can't pinpoint when it happened, but people at these labels started valuing buzz and a wave more so over talent. And that's why I feel like there's so many guys who are on right now. And maybe I'm speaking selfishly because I manage an artist. I tried to get him on. Super talented, but he didn't have a buzz. And you have guys like Blueface, who I mentioned earlier, who are getting whole music videos, who are on the radio. But he's only on the radio because he has a buzz. And at some point or the other, and I don't know if you guys feel the same, but for me, I feel like at some point being good at rapping became a bad thing. And it bothers me.
I honestly feel like a lot of things are liked ironically,
Right.
right? Like that so bad it's good type of aesthetic, right? And that's the only, honestly, personally, that's the only way. If somebody wants to challenge me, right, be my guest. But as far as I see it, that's the only way that I can explain the buzz and the push behind Blueface.
I'd like to respond to that.
Of course. Go ahead.
I think you're right.
Oh. Okay.
But also, like, what's really the issue? Right? So if someone is so bad at rapping that people enjoy listening to them because it's funny, like, why is that problematic? Like, who the fuck cares?
Because it cheapens the culture. It cheapens
in your eyes, it does. In my eyes, it doesn't. In my eyes, Blueface doesn't cheapen any of the 90s rappers I love.
Well, maybe hip hop doesn't mean as much to you.
But we not
hip hop means nothing to me. I don't give a fuck about hip hop. That's the difference between you and me.
No, but the problem is, it's not about what it cheapens. It's the fact that we have completely devalued the talent that's involved with rapping. Again, there's so many good rappers out here that people will roll their eyes at because he has bars. But if a dude comes in, to your point about my man Lil Pump, with charisma, with a presence, with an internet buzz, we're gonna value him.
And with a song that a lot of young people love.
Touche. I can't argue that. But it's like at some point they stop caring about being talented. Like, think about it for a second. Hold on, sister. I got you. No other genre of music values buzz over talent. Like, you're not, like, no. Like, you still have.
I don't think that's true.
No, you still have to be.
I don't think that's true.
You
either.
still have to be pop music, yeah. But even still, when you strip it all away, someone knows how to sing. Someone can write music.
Justin Bieber?
It's not.
For real?
Bieber can sing.
No, he can't.
But what do you mean he can't sing?
I mean that nigga can't fucking sing.
That's bullshit.
He sucks.
Like, he can't sing a song? You're bugging, bro. He has a voice.
That's utter nonsense. Like, I'm not even gonna argue.
A better
that.
example would be my son from Oppa Gangnam Style. Like something
Don't get me
like
wrong.
that.
That's K-pop. That's a different genre.
Don't get me wrong. There's always gonna be people who slip through the cracks. But generally speaking, R&B, you have to be able to sing. For the most part. Let's say 80%, you have to be able to sing. Pop music, you have to be able to be multifaceted, beyond just singing. You got to be able to dance a little bit.
And he was signed by like one of our top 5 singers of our generation, bro.
Right, Usher.
Like, come on.
That don't mean
you know what I mean?
Rock
music, you got to be able to do whatever the connotation of rock music is.
Right.
Whereas rap, I feel like rap.
An instrument.
Yeah, I feel like rap. I feel like all you got to do is get on the internet, make a couple of words rhyme.
I think you guys are overthinking it.
Not-
You're overthinking it. You have to make songs that people like. That's
How am I overthinking something that's happening in front of me, fam?
Listen. You have to make music that people identify with. All that other shit, like, there's shades of truth in it.
You have to have talent.
People need to like your music. That's it.
Oh, listen, but the problem is that.
Well, why is rap held to a lower standard?
I don't think rap is held to a lower
Back in the
standard.
days, people made music they liked and gave
you're
it to the people, and the people liked it. Nowadays, people just make music that they hope other people would just like. You know what I'm saying? And it's killing the game.
Again, if you're able to rap really good, people scoff at you. If you're Little Pump, people love you. That's
people
the problem.
scoff at you if you're good at rap.
How many real deal rappers do we have rapping at high level in the game?
I mean, look, not many, but I don't think that they're scoffed
J. Cole,
at. I think people respect
and
them.
Drake are the top 3 dudes that really rap. They're everybody else is just in the background, bro.
That's a fact. You don't think label execs are signing a wave of bullshit just because they're popping on the internet?
Yes, I do believe that. I also don't think that's anything new. I think, listen, these label execs, they're in the business of making money.
Fair.
And they've always been in the business of making money.
But before
they don't give a fuck about moving the culture forward.
And we had some fools sprinkled in. I just feel like now we have more fools sprinkled in and just a couple of drops.
The difference is that before labels would mold you. In other words, like, it wasn't easy for a kid who didn't have like access to a studio like we do. Like, they couldn't like get a buzz on their own. So they'd find a kid. They said that kid has talent. We're gonna mold them. Now you don't need a label to get that buzz, and so they just find a dude that already got their own wave.
Everything you're saying is factual. The difference is you had people in the past who gave a fuck about the culture, who were at that label and had jobs and positioned these kids with talent to be great and to be displayed at a higher level. Now you got a bunch of people who don't care.
I disagree that they don't care. I think they care about the culture.
What?
I think
how?
I think also a major factor is that we, again, you know, like, I want to refrain from saying things like back in the day or but right, but there was a sense of aspiration to looking at certain artists and being like, Matter of fact, Fonte from Little Brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He tweeted something a few months ago about looking up to somebody like a Rakim and being like, yo, I could never do that. I'm going to try, but I'm not going to get to that level, right? There was this sense of aspiration to get to a certain godly level of emceeing, right? I think now it's just more of a, hey, that guy's doing it, and that doesn't look that hard.
That goes back to what I said
too.
about Cardi B. If she don't write her own, now any joint who's just a stripper or just a nurse or whatever could just say, you know what?
But look at
I
the
got a
bullshit.
decent voice. I could get somebody to rap for me.
What's the name of that rap group that had that video with all the chicks twerking and Cardi was on the record?
Wasn't it?
City Girls or something?
City
I think, yeah, City Girls.
I mean, they ain't saying shit, fam.
I was feeling the video, though. I ain't going front like...
I don't blame you.
And I like that it wasn't a male artist, like female artists, like with that, yo, shout to y'all, man.
That's
here for it.
funny though, because female artists will also put other women
It's different, though.
twerking.
It's a different kind of social context.
But they did a record with Cardi. Was Cardi on the record?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did a record with Cardi, right? So obviously females can work together at some
Well,
point,
but
right?
city girls are trying to get to that Cardi Nicki level.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
but
they're
we're
trying to
talking
wake the
about...
way up.
on the way on Cardi's way up, Nicki could have did the same thing on Cardi's way up, and they could have formed like Voltron. I'm telling you, bro.
Nah, only
women
Cardi
form like
didn't need
Voltron.
Nicki.
We
They gotta
just
do something
admit that
different.
women
Cardi
hate
didn't
each
need
other.
Nicki. She was on her way up on her own.
Women hate each other, bro.
Yo, Dini, you got some problematic opinions on women, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Dude, if me and you were in a business and it's just me and you versus the rest of the world, why would we not link up, bro? Why would we let how we feel about I want to be the one on top? If I know there's no way I'm a bit to the top,
Maybe there's a systematic
I don't know if these
system that
opinions are
keeps us...
problematic more so than they're factual. Because I know women in my personal life
they hate each other.
who,
Listen to them
who
talk.
always get concerned when there's too many women in the room.
How many men
they
have you
want
ever heard
some
say-
guys to create that balance.
I don't have any
You know
male
what I mean?
friends because me and men don't get along. How many times have you heard a man say that?
No, it's
How many
just-
times have you heard a woman say that? I don't have any female friends because we don't get along.
And this is true. These things happen. So I won't say it's problematic. It's the fact that it's being brought to light. And then you have people who are politically correct who are gonna want to nitpick. But again, we're speaking personally. I know a lot of women who don't want to be friends with too many. They don't want to be in a room with too many women because they're concerned about certain things going a certain type of way, and they want a few men in the room to create a certain balance to get away from the air quote womanish activities. So Deanie's not problematic. I just want to save you because that was a dangerous statement. You just threw it.
can't
Yo,
say
I love
nothing
you.
truthful
threw
now.
it
Yo,
under
y'all
the
know
bus.
I love Deanie. Whether he's problematic or not, he's still my boy. You know what I'm saying?
It's love.
Nah, it's
I
facts.
think he's still a little bit problematic.
Not at all.
it's-
He's speaking
we
his
can talk
truth.
about it later.
Nah, like I said, bro. If let's say in the terms of hustling, me and you, we sell food, and now we got literally a whole bunch of women who sell food. Now we could do, you know what? Damn, I'm the only guy selling food, and he's the only guy, but I want to be the top guy selling food. Or we could say, you know what? Yo, bro, we could come together and we
But
could
listen,
cook the women
I
that selling food.
Nah,
You know
but
what I'm
men
saying?
have that same issue too. Bro.
Right.
But they do get together when it's beneficial. Men have a cost benefit
on.
analysis that we work on.
Hold on,
Sensei, go ahead.
hold on. I think it's unfair to equate women in hip hop with men in hip hop.
Apples and fucking bowling balls.
No. Not because of that, but the sheer numbers. It's a numbers game. There's way more dudes in the rap game than there are females, and that's an issue in and of itself. And we kind of alluded to that earlier, because there are gatekeepers, and the vast majority of gatekeepers are men, right? So now, right, because the gatekeepers are men. First of all, and if you even go further back, right? There's probably the women have been told that's not something that you can do or you should do. You should probably do something else, right? So that from an early stage, women are being told, these messages, right? So that's already a problem, right? Then they get to the industry and all the gatekeepers are men, right? So that's now another hurdle, right? So the ones that end up getting through, right, and actually have a viable lane to the top, right? Which is right now basically Nicki had the throne and Cardi was on her ascent, right? it's only natural for them to go at each other because this is rap, and rap is competitive, right? It always has been, right? Now, here's the thing. If you take dudes, right? If you take men in hip hop and you put them in the ring, right? Some of them are gonna go at each other, but some of them are gonna team up, right? Just out of just the nature of what it is to be human. Certain people you're gonna gravitate towards, and then other people you're gonna be like, nah, fuck that nigga. Like, I want his spot.
You need the
right?
Hunger Game mentality. It's us against 50 other people trying to kill us. Now, we and you can join together till we get rid of these other 48 people, and then when we're done, we can decide to kill each other, or we can just kill each other now and then fight the 50 guys by ourselves.
That's never been how it's happened,
Bro, at the end of the day, it's going to be like this. It's either we're going to blame the men, because it's the men who are the gatekeepers, and then you try to put it on the women. No, but then it's only just them two. At what point are the women responsible for their fate in the game?
But that's never been the way that it's happened. We've seen countless beefs in hip hop.
Okay.
And people, and there's been people from outside of the genre saying, why are these guys going at each other? This is why don't they hold on. Why don't they just team up? But this is our thing. Like, we go at each other when we're trying to go at the top, right? Now, if there's only 2 women in the ring right now in the mainstream of hip hop, right? We're not talking about Rhapsodies. We're not talking about No Names. We're not talking about Sorry Remy. But like, you're not up there with right now in sense of how you're being viewed. As you're not in that same ring with Cardi and Nicki right now, right? If you're Cardi and Nicki, it's only natural for them to go at each other. That's just what it's gonna be, because that's what rap does.
So my question to you is this. So if it's the men are the gatekeepers who won't allow the women to come together, and when the women have the power...
that's not what I said.
Okay. And the women do have the power to come together and still don't, then we could just say women will just never come together and we could just eat that, because, right?
I didn't say the men won't allow women to come together. What I said was that there's a gate of men that are letting certain women through, right? And so they're already lessening the number of women that are gonna get through to even out this male-dominated, genre and culture, right? So once those women get through, right? So once those women get through, there's only going to be a select few that are going to be vying for the top, and right now it's just 2, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they won't allow them to come. At this point, yeah, it's up to, Nicki and Cardi are both viable, contestants.
They're higher than most of the dudes in the game, bro.
Right, but because of the nature of rap and hip hop, they're just it's gonna be hard to get them to come together.
So by your logic with that, because to me that's just an excuse. With that means it's safe to say that women will just never come together in hip hop. By your logic, then, right or wrong?
That's not what I said. We had that Ladies' Night, record.
She was like 20 years ago, but
that was a while ago. We
and that's another thing. If you had all those female rappers who came together, how is it there can only be one? How
don't you think that also factors into what we're talking about? The people who are working at these labels, who are the gatekeepers, who are kind of like manufacturing these problems? No?
That's not...
I feel as though there's the wrong people...
possibility?
I feel like the wrong people... I know that Langston disagrees to a degree, and it's fair. But I feel as though...
I disagree.
I feel as though the people who are working at these labels, who are responsible for what comes out to the masses, are in positions to do the right things, and they choose to create these controversies where women, air quote, can't get along. Because all it takes is one power broker at these labels because we have separate labels, yeah, but we have people, everybody knows everybody. So it takes one person who's a power broker to say, yo, Cardi, Nicki, do this record. The same way that Nas, I'm not saying that
we talked about that
it's
too.
It's nowhere near Nas and Jay-Z level.
That's what I'm saying. There's nobody with the juice to say, hey, Nicki, Cardi, let's sit down and have a conversation.
But that's the problem with the people who are working at these labels, who are the power brokers.
Why does it have to be labels?
Because they
Why can't it just
control
be
the
two
money.
people that know them
Deanie, they control the money.
The money is the money. You can't argue that. But what I'm saying, what you think that would be less money if they
What I'm
formed up
saying
like
is-
Voltron? That'd be less money, you think?
It takes a power broker at these big companies to say, listen, Onika, whatever Cardi's real name is, listen.
But baklava or some shit.
some crazy
I think
Dominican
it's Belcaris or something like that. But the thing is, it takes someone with the vision at these labels because there's so many microwave personnel at these labels. They don't think about the big picture. They think about the right now.
So the 4 people at this table could come up with that concoction, but these big ass A&Rs
Fam,
can't.
that's the world we live in.
That's the world we live in, bro.
You know, it takes one person with that forward thinking to say, listen, ladies, I understand. I know what happened Fashion Week. Cardi, you got a knot on your forehead. I get it.
If anything, the Fashion Week thing only helps the buzz. 'Cause
Right.
but it takes like the joke and Batman.
Imagine if there was one Deanie at the label to say, imagine if we came together, put the bullshit aside, and made a record. Money!
And for all we know,
Nobody's
this could
saying
be,
that.
Imagine, for all we know, this could be a storyline. Like they
Right.
beef for now, and then like a year, 2 years from now, they finally come together.
Man, yo, sincere. Come on.
You know what I
Rap
mean? And
is
it'll be
pro
even
wrestling.
bigger then. But you know, the point still remains that this tension between women, this the perpetual cat fight, right? Like Seinfeld. You know what I mean? Like that's something that sells, right? Because it's been pushed into the culture.
Yo, I
for
love
so
seeing
long.
2 women fight. Turns me on, I'm
See?
not gonna
there
lie.
you go.
Yeah, how 1 minute you saying Deanie has questionable opinions, but then you enjoy
Problematic.
cat fight?
I mean, that's when
nah.
the JMO hit the system.
Yo,
ain't no telling.
I love the conflict that is the Thirsty Degenerate. You are
the Batman and Joker in one
he's
body.
a unique personality. But listen, we gotta hit the stretch run. I let this conversation ride, but we gotta hit the stretch run. It's the 4th quarter, people. Listen, Dame Dash, super random apology. Let's be quick about it. Deanie, you had a lot to say about that apology.
Feds ran down on that man, bro.
You think it's the feds I feel like I'm not gonna
Fam.
say. I feel like somebody put the hammer to his head.
The whole omnious background with the goon-looking dude surrounded. It looked like those guys were there to say, if you utter one word away from the script we gave you, we're gonna beat you to the white meat. That's what it looked like, man. And I mean, I can't. Can I blame him for the whole thing? I can't, man. If my best friend is now making music with the guy who allegedly piped my joint when she was 15,
R. Kelly,
it'd be hard for me to build with that, bro.
But to say that and then apologize like 3 weeks later, that's kind
Dame
of
never
weird.
said shit. Dame never said shit about that.
But I'm
about
talking
the best of both worlds.
But even if you're looking at it like, damn, this is the biggest dude in hip hop and this is the biggest dude in R&B. But damn, he piped my joint. when
Wait
she
a
was
second.
kid,
One of those
though.
dudes is a pedophile. Maybe I should say something.
But
Fair.
Maybe that could be the tension between him and Hov. Yo, bro, you doing music?
Maybe.
Nah, but he'll forget the tension.
But he was in the video though.
He apologized, and I'm one of the few people at this table, and in life as a whole, that kind of wants to see Dame back with Jay. Because I'm one of the few who believes that Dame Dash's influence helps Jay-Z's music.
If it was just the apology to Jay, I would have. But the apology to Coleman and Stout was what made me go, bro.
The Leo
Somebody-
Cohen apology was super weird.
Yeah, I'm like, somebody got the
Especially
fifth to this.
Somebody
thing.
got him.
Like, yeah, that's you know.
Somebody put the word out. You want to live.
They put the beam on his head.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
And it was so sudden. It was like nothing preempted.
Yeah,
Out of nowhere.
It was weird. I don't give a fuck about none of that old nigga shit. I want Young Thug, Lil Baby, and Gunna to put out an album. Call it what you want, the 3-headed
Come
snake.
on, son.
That's
Come
what
on,
I'm waiting
son.
for. That Dame Dash.
It would be
Yo,
entertaining.
I ain't give a fuck about Dame Dash since the Rockefeller breakup.
Damn.
Y'all asking me questions about a Dame Dash. Fuck that nigga. I never liked him. He was always condescending. Fuck Dame.
So how about this?
Dame was real, man.
to your
Still
pocket.
real.
LeBron James.
Yeah, my guy.
A&Ring a 2 Chainz album. This is like my worst nightmare come to life. 2 Chainz, y'all know how I feel about 2 Chainz.
I think,
When did LeBron James become an avenue for hip hop?
well, never. And like this.
That's crazy. To me.
So, first of all, I like 2 Chainz. I know you can't stand him for some
He has
reason.
his moments.
I think he's a good rapper.
He has his moments.
If I was a rapper of 2 Chainz status, under no circumstances would I let LeBron James A&R my album unless it was just like a favor.
You wouldn't
like,
let hip hop historian LeBron James.
Come on, man. Don't insult me.
Why would you not?
Well,
by
maybe.
your
Well,
logic,
maybe.
everyone is hip hop.
Maybe it's just in LeBron's future. You know, he's obviously he wants to get his hand into different future endeavors. So maybe music is one of them, and he just wants that to be his first like step. So maybe he's doing him a solid, like, all right, I'll give you the credit on my album, even though he's doing no work
That
on it.
nigga needs to worry about basketball. He about to get dubbed in the playoffs.
Yeah, what do you think about LeBron James A&Ring a rap album? What the
I
fuck
wanna
is
hear all
that?
that, man? Play basketball. You looking rough in the edges with that right now.
True.
Try to lock into the playoffs first, then you could do stuff like that. You know
Y'all
what
gonna
I'm
see when the Lakers get the 7th seed.
I just feel like, you know, I see Lonzo Ball
One last
dropping a
night.
track with Lance. I see Lonzo Ball dropping a track with Demo. There's LeBron James feel left out. I feel like LeBron James is one of them low-key dudes who's talented, but it's like a try-hard. He always want to be in a mix. And that's the vibe I get from him. Like now you a hip-hop historian.
He's not involved.
What's going on?
He
2
can't be good.
Chainz, you can't get a buzz. So
2 Chainz can get a buzz.
Why
Come on.
2 Chainz though? No
He's
offense
do-
though.
2
Why
Chainz
the-
because
is doing
no
LeBron-
logical rapper wants LeBron A&R in his project.
He's doing LeBron a favor. He's
Please.
doing LeBron a favor.
Please.
That's what it
LeBron
is.
is doing him a favor.
How about
I
that?
think
He
it's
could
the other way
have
around.
called Kendrick.
Yo,
and they
2
could've probably
Chainz
made
is
some crazy
popping,
money
bro.
off of that.
Poppin' where?
2 Chainz.
Listen,
See, this
you
y'all
look- you
hate
look-
trap
you look-
music.
you looking
Y'all
for a 2
hate
Chainz
trap
album?
music.
Looking for a 2
Here's
Chainz
the
album?
thing.
Yo, 2 Chainz last album was really good. Little girls love trap. What?
Hopefully it's not little girls.
Nah,
Hopefully-
it was some
hopefully
other
it's not-
shit.
Anyway,
it
let's
was
save him
bro.
from himself. It wasn't little girls.
It was
Come on.
some other shit. Like
It
girls
wasn't
love
no
trap
R.
music.
Kells. Yeah, it was
Okay,
girls
okay,
love
yeah,
trap
that's a
music.
big difference.
Pardon my. I'm sorry, sincere. Go ahead.
No Kells, no Kells.
Pardon my French.
Listen, 2 Chainz. My issues with 2 Chainz runs deeper than trap music. It goes back to when people were trying to tell me he was nice, and I knew what I heard.
2 Chainz is nice.
Had some moments. He had some moments. I give him that. Some moments.
I mean,
Yo,
I
me
still,
and Joe gotta square
listen,
off like
I
once
still-
every
moments.
episode.
Like
we
I-
square off at all this episode, so this has got to be it.
'Cause
Listen,
I-
2
I-
Chainz is nice, bro.
You know, I
some checks.
pop into Twitter. I pop into Twitter every now and then just to, read tweets and get people's takes. Like that's a surprisingly popular take. That
2 Chainz is fucking awesome. Y'all don't see. I can
so
tell y'all don't like 2
regular.
Chainz because y'all don't listen to him.
I do.
He has some moments.
Angrily. He has moments, but he's not nice.
2 Chainz is nice.
it's really
bro.
just his like drawl that I think draws people in.
When people told
That's
me he had the
racist.
best verse on Mercy, I wanted to fight
I'm just
them.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Big Sean and Pusha had better verses on Mercy than
Damn
2
sure did.
Chainz. But people argued with me and said that 2 Chainz had the best verse, and I got
Yo,
very
that's like
offended.
saying Nas had a better verse on Eye for an Eye than Raekwon and Prodigy.
No,
like
it's not.
what are
Oh,
they?
Come on.
Nas verse was fire on that too, bro. Like,
Yo, low key, I might have liked Prodigy's verse more.
maybe, but I mean,
He was in his prime back
Taylor
then.
made
Yeah.
ostrich Chanel for my women.
Hey, y'all
friend.
know how I feel about
Come
P.
on, bro.
See, I knew how to get Jarv back on my side. See, I know how to play Jarv. Y'all don't
You
know.
right, you right. He got me
This
figured
is
out.
Langston Pence over here.
And
Yo,
now,
don't ever convict. don't
the
you
Langston
ever.
Pence rules.
listen,
Fuck out of here.
we are in the final stage of episode 2. A legendary episode. We gave you our little debate action. We had differences of opinions. We talked about the culture that we love so much. But this is the point where we ask that you
Get off my lawn.
sincere.
Get him.
The lawn is yours. Take us home.
Yeah, so we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, the main focus of this rant is because of Blueface, right? But it's not just him. I think in general, like I said earlier, that there's a sense of like liking things ironically or things being so bad that they're good. Blueface, when I hear him rap, his lyrics aren't particularly engaging. he has no flow, no cadence whatsoever.
None.
He's in no pocket, right?
At all.
At all. But he has this buzz. And people are backing him. They will come to his defense like, yo, he's made up this new rap style. No, it's whack. It's whack rapping. It's rapping where you have no sense of the beat or the flow or any musicality whatsoever. Like, I listen to him and I'm like, how are people listening to him and
liking that
hearing
shit?
something redeeming about it, right? I just think we got to start going back to calling whack again.
Ooh.
Like, if it's whack, call it whack. It's not, but like he's just.
Let's call whack again. Can we
Facts,
get that
man.
T-shirt made?
That's a fact.
Dini,
I ain't buying
we
it.
need that T-shirt.
I might have to make
Let's
that
call
happen.
whack again.
Nah, yo,
Whack
Dini, you
again.
give me a joint with the diamond, but none of that other bullshit on it. You know what I'm saying?
Heard you.
And that's it, man.
Is that all?
If it's trash, it's trash, man. Like, that's it.
In the words of my homie Just Blaze, talk about it.
Talk about it.
Listen,
Shout to the above the rim,
check this out. J-Mo, take us home, bro.
Yo, man, we got a little heated this episode, but I think, at the end of each episode, we should just acknowledge, that I love the three brothers that are around this table with me. My man Jav,
Yes, sir.
my big brother, you know what I'm saying? Sincere,
That's
you
me.
my man,
Yes, sir.
and my nigga Dini, you know what I'm saying?
You know the vibes.
Shout to
Applaudus.
True.
Yo. And we didn't do this earlier, but let's toast.
Yeah, listen, we gonna toast. Here's a toast.
Here's a toast.
We gonna toast to Zion Williamson. To a speedy recovery to his
Hurry up.
knee. If he don't come to New York, I'm moving to fucking Philly.
Now we want
How
KD
about
and
that?
Kyrie first, though.
Also, this will probably drop in March, but we're recording it in February. There's a lot of legends that we lost in February.
That's right. Big L,
Pun,
Big Pun,
Big Pun, Big L,
a lot of fallen
Jay
soldiers.
Dilla, right?
Jay Dilla.
Right.
Listen, man,
Put one
I
out
love
for
you
them.
guys.
Salud.
The Rap
rest in
Round Table.
peace.
Yes,
Shout out to all the
sir.
listeners. We love y'all, man. Make
We
sure
in
you
the
check out the
building.
Gray Area Podcast, the Thirsty Degenerate Podcast. Check out my man Sincere on Instagram. My man Dini. Check out the fucking
Wealthier Choice.
The Wealthier Choice on Instagram,
I am
Twitter,
here.
whatever the fuck you do.
And another plug, again, that's my beat in the background. If you
That's
like
right.
it, holla at
That
me.
beat is fire.
I'll make beats, holla at me.
Holla at Sincere.
Holla at me.
Listen, I know we got heated, but we got love for each other. Thank you for listening. We love you. We out till next month. Holla at us.
You dig?
Episode 3 on deck. Let's get it.
Deuces.